That's what we see Jay-Z has done. That's what we see Puff has done. The music don't become how you pay the bills. It's a lot of pressure off of it. You got other things bringing in income, you can make music.
This new song with Nip and Jay, what the fuck, I got something to say. What a slap in the fucking face. Like what the fuck is going on? Who told you that song and did you know all along? And why did your bitch sell that painting 2 weeks after he was gone? I'm gonna tell you what it feels like. It feels a little fishy. Feels like something's going on ever since that John Legend song and college prediction of a Grammy. If you ask me, I can't stand him. Seems a little weird. Question number one, why is there no blood? Question number two, Sam left in the AM is true, but you're talking about the shits all up in the afternoon. Don't trip, we're gonna find out the truth soon. Who did what to who? Did they plan to eat the chili fries or was it just a surprise? Can you see the lies of witness in a cowboy's eyes? Are we gonna just sit here and forget? Are we gonna ride like Nip said? It's a little weird that the judge quit. Handing out immunities like candy makes me sick. I got a lot of unanswered questions like, why is the footage all grit and I can't see shit? Who the fuck is that white man in that white BMW? Probably was the FBI. Yeah, I noticed that white guy, and I noticed the car wasn't in the pictures when they showed them afterwards. They thought we would forget. They got that shit backwards. They weren't expecting me to drop this track and raise all these questions with my Mac words. I'm really mobbing through LA smoking backwoods. I've been doing this shit all my life. TMC, AMI. You might just see an empty parking lot when you ride by. Well, me, I see way more. I see an independently owned store. I see the community taking power back, whether you're white, Mexican, Asian, or black. As long as you're not blue. Good ones, there might be a few, but from my life experience, I'm like, fuck that. I'm not defending Eric, but what's the fucking delay? They requested a quick trial, it's been over 800 days. They try to distract us in so many clever, creative ways. Yeah, you got your Grammy, and now you're a billionaire. But what about the families that are still living there? Seems a little unfair, just a little something to compare. I never seen a fireman wearing a bulletproof vest. Yes, the shit to me seems a little suspect. The shit's a little weird. Crisis actors taking away our fathers, making our child some bastards, killing creative men and women for their masters. The waves that Nip wrote in, you didn't know it began. A bunch of new chapters, you didn't think about what would happen after. We would put the pieces together on your transparent bullshit. I can see right through it, like the clear blue sky in the LA sunny weather, where the palm trees swing side to side and we ride together on a white horse or a double R hearse in a foreign car. Either way, you gotta be on guard, because they're on tap for anyone who's brown or black with tats. Everybody sees it, but nobody wants to attack. It's sad if you ask, we all gotta blast back. We're in the game, though we can't touch the ball. Seems a little unfair if you ask me, that's all. So take your ignorant ass to YouTube and type in Tanique Reviews to get the real news. We're doing the shit for justice, not views. Sharing knowledge and coming together, that's the real tool. He tried to lead us to the lake, so don't sleep on the knowledge that he gave to me and you. He wanted us to learn from his mistakes, so with our new knowledge, good decisions we could make. And also one thing I wanted to say myself, they killed Dr. Sebi because he was teaching health. Assassins, they come in all shapes and sizes, big booties, hips and thighs. Oh, you're Diddy's girl, right? Oh yeah, John Legend, some things happen at your video shoot. I got a couple questions for you. All those strings you pulled, you still can't make a rap hit. You punk ass little bitch, you probably got a little dick. All the shit that you have to did. This new song with Nip and Jay, what the fuck, I got something to say. What a slap in the fucking face. This new song with Nip and Jay, what the fuck, I got something to say. What a slap in the fucking face.
What's up? What's up, everybody in the chat? Good morning to you all. Good morning, Tanya Flowers. Good morning to my boy, Chef Disaster 3.0. Man, you know to hit that thing, crawling up here. We got to talk. Hit that link. It's right up under you and it's right over you. Click that link right there. Got to talk about this plane crash. This American Airlines plane crash and this Blackhawk helicopter, which is supposed to have allegedly crashed into this plane. It's just, in my opinion, a bunch of mystery surrounding this whole thing. Go on, Chef, punch your way up. I'd like to start by saying everything on this show is alleged and used for entertainment, spiritual, religious, and educational purposes. Absolutely. What's up, man? I didn't know I was gonna see my boy today. Gotta start talking about you. How you doing, man?
What's up? I'm good, Tanique.
Oh man, I'm cool,
How
man.
about you?
I'm pretty fair for a square, man. What you think about this crash, bro?
I'm just the first time you hearing about it. I think
Man,
I think we gotta say prayers for the people who was involved in it first. First and foremost,
absolutely.
ask God to forgive them for their sins.
Oh, God, we pray for the people that's in there. We ask you to forgive them for their sins. We ask you, God, to strengthen the family members of the people that are in there and help them get through this, God. Um, they say you know what's best for us, and we have to believe it. In Christ's name we pray, amen. That's definite, man. Did that already,
Amen.
why not do it on live? And man, it's weird. This happened right up there, not that far from you, in your neck of the woods. And where it happened at, in my opinion, this kind of thing, if unless it's mechanical failure, it shouldn't happen. It shouldn't happen like in plain sight. Well, let me give you an idea. Let me see if the thing is uploaded itself. Well, I'm still loading the video where you can get a look at what really occurred. Then you have an idea. A Blackhawk helicopter, one of the most sophisticated helicopters in the military. I mean, just unbelievable device, piece of equipment, capable of pretty much maneuvering itself if it can detect another plane. It's flying. It took off. Now, these things bother me. It took off on the roof of the CIA building. Let's make that
Mm.
clear. We tracked this plane. It took off from the roof of the CIA building. I'll make that real clear. And then shot off like a bat out of hell. I ain't never seen a helicopter fly that straight in my life. They always go up and down, move, and everything. Most people don't like them because you get dizzy in there. But it's on the same trajectory as a commercial plane that's about to land. So when the plane gets to landing, they first call the plane and tell the plane to take a different runway. So the plane gets to about 2,400 feet off the ground and is hit by this bullet flying Black Hawk helicopter. I mean, literally, the Black Hawk helicopter is still in one piece.
Mm.
That's what they're saying. It's still in one piece. But the plane with over 67 souls are destroyed. And once again, some of these people were very, very important people. We have
Mm.
the Olympic figure skating team. They were aboard this plane. All of them died. Uh, a lot of the teachers of that team, they were Russians. And I heard we have some more Russians on there. So they're not coming like fourth right away with everybody who's on that roster. And that's making people suspicious too.
So was
And
the
it's
Russian
happening-
Olympic team or the American Olympic
it was
team?
the American team, but for gymnastics and for figure skating and stuff like that, they use foreigners to train the Americans for some reason. They've always done that because the foreigners were always better at it.
Mm.
The picture you're looking at is an accurate picture. The big flash that you see the plane is just feet. The plane is feet from off the ground, and that's where it's hit by that Black Hawk helicopter and a big explosion in the air, 2,400 feet in the air, causing the
Yeah.
plane, yeah, causing the plane to plunge in the uh, lake there, Potomac River, right there.
Mm. And that's New York.
Yes, New York. No, that is Washington D.C.
Mm.
Washington, Virginia. That's right by Ronald Reagan Airport.
And the thing I know about these helicopters and their GPS system supposed to be top notch.
That's what I'm
Like
talking
when
about.
like when Kobe helicopter died, they said it wasn't working. It wasn't working.
What I'm talking about. So you already know what I'm talking about. It's got one of the most sophisticated hel- uh, GPS systems and warning systems that a helicopter can have. Quite frankly, this is one of the best helicopters that the American military has ever came up with, and that's why, like a lot of the pilots who fly these planes, they can't really speak out. But I can tell you, I was with some military people today, and a couple of pilots who fly Blackhawk. They're deeply upset about this.
Right. As they should be. You know what I'm
And
saying? Because like, how did this happen?
that's what they're alluding to. They're alluding to all of the safety features that are worn the Blackhawk pilot that there's another plane nearby and stuff like that. Something's wrong. Then not only that, they're also ticked off at the fact that air traffic control talked to the Blackhawk pilot and asked the pilot, did he see the plane? And the pilot replies back, yeah, we see it. Then they say, okay, well, go around behind it, go a different direction. Now, what they're confused about is he talking about another plane? We don't know, or did he really see this plane? But I'm gonna tell you right now, there's no way he missed this plane.
With the investigation, the deadly collision in the air, and so many lives lost.
Tonight, the deadliest air disaster in the U.S. in nearly 24 years. Last night, 8:48 p.m., the deadly catastrophic collision over the Potomac River. An American Airlines regional jet and a U.S. Army Blackhawk helicopter colliding. The emergency calls were immediate.
Crash, crash, crash. This is Alert 3. Crash, crash, crash. This is Alert 3.
The regional jet, American Airlines Flight 5342 from Wichita, Kansas, was coming in for landing. Just 2,400 feet left to go.
Did you see that?
These images of the deadly collision now being closely examined by federal authorities. The moment captured on an EarthCam live stream at the Kennedy Center. The horror lighting up the night sky in Washington. A fireball in the air, sending both aircraft plummeting into the icy, waist-deep.
With the investigation, the deadly collision in the air, and so many lives lost.
Tonight, the deadliest air disaster in the U.S. in nearly 24 years. Last night, 8:48 p.m., the deadly catastrophic collision over the Potomac River. An American Airlines regional jet and a U.S. Army Blackhawk helicopter colliding. The emergency calls were immediate.
Crash, crash, crash. This is Alert 3. Crash, crash, crash. This is Alert 3.
The regional jet, American Airlines Flight 5342 from Wichita, Kansas, was coming in for landing. Just 2,400 feet left to go.
Did you see that?
These images of the deadly collision now being closely examined by federal authorities. The moment captured on an EarthCam live stream at the Kennedy Center. The horror lighting up the night sky in Washington. A fireball in the air, sending both aircraft plummeting into the icy, waist-deep waters of the Potomac. The passenger jet breaking into multiple parts. Some 300 first responders on the scene in minutes, conducting a massive search and rescue operation. Emergency vehicles lining up along the Potomac River, using their lights to illuminate the river. Helicopters flying overhead, using their searchlights to scan the dark, frigid waters. Dive teams searching in the water barely above freezing. Late today, D.C. Fire Chief John Donnelly.
Your team's encountered very challenging conditions.
Yes. The river is dark, it's cold, it's windy, there's ice on there, and they're looking for a plane that's underwater. So it's a very challenging response initially, and within 10 minutes of the accident happening, the first fireboat found the plane and began to conduct what they would hope to be rescue operations.
Chief, you broke.
I can't rewind it for the system ain't prepared for that. But did you see it hit that thing dead on?
Yeah. Yo, that's real sick right there. Like, that's impossible to happen.
Exactly.
That's impossible. That's what air traffic control is there for. These GPS systems for shit like that. I can see if it happened it was oh, I can see why that happened. I can't see why that happened other than malfunction.
If
Or
it's
and I was just thinking crazy, Tanique, but these UFOs been running around here. Maybe somebody saw that and thought it was a plane. Because if they telling you see a plane, you say you see the plane, but you still run square right into
exactly square right into it at full speed ahead without braking.
it. Right.
And helicopters don't fly that way. And that's what the president is saying. He's saying helicopters don't fly that way, and he know he's flying them all the time. He don't understand it.
Exactly.
And we had some prominent people on this plane, as you see Tanya telling you about. Tanya is telling you about, I think her name is Kaya Duggins. I'm trying to bring her up for you. That's Kaya. She was aboard this plane as well too. She's a prominent civil rights attorney.
Mm.
They're very slow again with coming out with who was on here or not. But we did get the information about her, a very prominent civil rights attorney, was aboard this plane. Very beautiful young lady, 30 years of age. It's probably going to be a interesting thing of lawyers that of people that were aboard this plane. We got lawyers and everything.
Oh, you on it, Tanique, huh?
East Vernock said, "This some shady stuff." It is. Who was on the helicopter or flight? I'm gonna be honest with you, East. I'm gonna tell you like it is. I think it was unmanned. I think that this was a direct hit. Somebody they wanted to kill. Helicopters don't fly like that. And I talked to some people who fly Blackhawks today. Point blank, they're
Right.
highly pissed off that they're giving the Blackhawk a bad name. Um, unless it was some kind of pilot error, but just looking at the way that plane was flying, they're telling me that that's not how Blackhawks fly. And they fly Blackhawks and been doing it for a long time. So if they say that it's shady, I'm going to believe them. Tanya says something is very fishy about this. She agreed. Yeah, something's wrong. Now, look at this beautiful young lady here out trying to do something for the culture. You take in all the the DIY, all that stuff that's aimed at minorities and African American people they're trying to stop. I don't know. I'm starting to wonder. All those drones and stuff that was supposed to be flying around and stuff like that. That's why I say, people. I told people back then. I said, don't get upset. Y'all sell these drones over New Jersey and all these drones flying around. That's one of the reasons they took off TikTok because TikTok was actively reporting this and people were showing these from the high-rise apartments, letting us see all kind of vehicles and things flying, in the air, and they wouldn't stop showing it. And we were getting real-time feeds. So now all of a sudden, they want you to believe that a Black Hawk helicopter took off like a missile because I'm gonna play it again. Look at it, the explosion. Now you're gonna see a plane up top. That plane up top is not it. You gotta look in the middle of your screen. And then if you look in the middle of the screen, look towards the side, you'll see that Black Hawk helicopter coming in like a missile at full speed ahead, just leaving the CIA building. Ain't that strange?
Yeah.
CIA building.
And they said nothing happened to the helicopters.
So the people died, but the helicopter's intact. They probably repair it and have it flying in probably a few months. It's in one piece.
Mm.
What is
Well,
the
they
chance
need
of
to
that?
tell us. They need to tell us who the hell was flying that damn helicopter. Then
Yeah, they ain't mentioned that at all, period. Just three service crewmen is all they said.
they
That
don't
means
need
three
to
people
find
in the
no
middle.
bodies to tell us who was on that motherfucker.
They should know. It
They
was
should
coming from
know.
it was coming from the CIA building. So how much information you think they're gonna give you?
Right. Oh, back bad business doing mother.
I had to even think about even whether or not I wanted to even run this story because a couple of my other fellow content creators, they were being monitored by the FBI. Because they went and had that stuff blew up and had it lit up. And you can see their video footage because they're content creators. They try to make it as best as they can. And the FBI took over their pages.
What?
Yep. So I was like, I'm not going to do anything special. I just use the news footage, something that's already out there. But I'm going to play it again. Look at this helicopter. Look how it's like it's taking off at it's like it's coming at 1,000 miles an hour. Helicopters, I ain't never seen a helicopter fly like that, bro.
Yo, be careful, Tanique.
And I guess you're right. I was thinking the same thing. But let's take a look at it.
Uh,
But this is the news footage, so I'm not cleaning it up. Just look in the middle. You'll see the explosion. If you look real good, you'll see the helicopter coming down. The one that's coming down is getting ready to land, and you'll see the other one that left the CIA building flying at a helicopter unusual rate of speed, man. I mean, unless we were at war, then I could understand a Blackhawk flying like that. If you're going to put out some trouble or something like that, we ain't at war, you're leaving the CIA building, you can't give me one reason on why you flying that helicopter at that speed, directly at the same height as a commercial jet.
With the investigation, the deadly collision in the air, and so many lives lost.
Tonight, the deadliest air disaster in the U.S. in nearly 24 years. Last night, 8:48 p.m., the deadly catastrophic collision over the Potomac River. An American Airlines regional jet and a U.S. Army Blackhawk helicopter colliding. The emergency calls were immediate.
Crash, crash, crash. This is Alert 3. Crash, crash, crash. This is Alert 3.
The regional jet, American Airlines Flight 5342 from Wichita, Kansas, was coming in for landing. Just 2,400 feet left to go.
Did you see that?
These images of the deadly collision now being closely examined by federal authorities. The moment captured on an EarthCam live stream at the Kennedy Center. The horror lighting up the night sky in Washington. A fireball in the air, sending both aircraft plummeting into the icy, waist-deep waters of the Potomac. The passenger jet breaking into multiple parts. Some 300 first responders on the scene in minutes, conducting a massive search and rescue operation. Emergency vehicles lining up along the Potomac River, using their lights to illuminate the river. Helicopters flying overhead, using their searchlights to scan the dark, frigid waters. Dive teams searching in the water barely above freezing. Late today, D.C. Fire Chief John Donnelly.
Your team's encountered very challenging conditions.
Yes. The river is dark, it's cold, it's windy, there's ice on there, and they're looking for a plane that's underwater. So it's a very challenging response initially, and within 10 minutes of the accident happening, the first fireboat found the plane and began to conduct what they would hope to be rescue operations.
Chief, you broke the very difficult news today that there were no survivors here.
Yeah. I can't imagine a worse scenario for rescue operations, and they've been working really hard in it.
What did they find in terms of the fuselage of the plane?
So you see the pictures now. It's broken up, but it's all in the same area.
And the Blackhawk helicopter?
It's in one piece, as best I understand.
Overnight, the grim, agonizing wait for desperate families, many who do not live here, who were watching along with the rest of the country, waiting for word. Tonight, it is now believed 67 lives lost. 60 passengers and 4 crew members on that American Airlines regional jet. 3 service members on board the U.S. Army Blackhawk helicopter on a routine training flight, according to the FAA. The service members were all experienced. Tonight, satellite images of the recovery operation on the Potomac, boats gathering near wreckage debris, emergency response.
Did you see the crash?
Yes, I did.
When have you ever known a helicopter to fly like that?
I don't know, bro. It was like it was a magnet towards the damn plane. Like it went right for it.
Intentional. It looked like a missile, didn't it?
Yeah, it went right for it.
Right into as the plane is descending. I mean, I know the warning system inside that Blackhawk had to be going off, let those pilots know. And not only that, if I played the whole tape, which is difficult to upload, you can hear the one air traffic controller talking to the Blackhawk, asking it, "Do you see the plane?" And the pilot say, "Yeah, I see it." And it says, "Okay, well, you need to turn and you need to go behind that plane." And then he didn't say anything. And then all of a sudden, he just hit the plane and crashed. So they're thinking maybe he was talking about the plane that was above it. They don't know. But
Right.
it's pretty difficult to say you see the plane and then you don't comply when he say turn and go a different direction. What do you think, man?
Even still, I just don't see it be impossible for that helicopter to run into that plane like that without some sort of intention or mechanical malfunction because it deliberately hit the fucking plane, bro.
You're right. I agree with you. Uh, Bobby, they say the three people that were in the Blackhawk are deceased, but the fire commissioner, if you saw the look on his face when asked in the condition of the Blackhawk, he said that plane is in one piece. Nothing wrong with it. A helicopter, it crashed, but it crashed somehow. It's together. And notice something else that they're not telling us. Why ain't they telling us what kind of jet this was? What kind of was it? A 737, 727, 757?
Right. Because I was gonna say the same thing. Like, even though it looks close to us, those two planes are not close to each other. Like, I've driven in cars with these sophisticated systems that's gonna tell you about to hit something or go off the road, and your car performs a good job to tell you about to hit something. So I know
Mm-hmm.
that plane is top of the line, and you're 100 feet away from this helicopter. That's ample enough time to make adjustments.
Exactly.
That's
Exactly.
not far,
But
that's not close. It looked close to us, but they're hundreds of feet away.
exactly. I totally agree with you. Tanya, you're right. I hope they didn't suffer in that freezing water either. And did I hear right? The helicopter was in one piece. You heard it right, Tanya. It was in one piece. The people flying it did, but I'm sure they can go back and repair it and have it back up in the air in about a month or so, maybe 2 or 3, if they want to. I do that when, of course, the federal government buy you another $600 million plane. Tanya says this reminds me of when that ship hit the bridge in Baltimore. I thought about that earlier too. But here's some other weird facts about this. The pilot, it's either the pilot or the co-pilot on the plane, right? Ironically, his father used to fly Blackhawks in this same area doing the same thing. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, that's definitely weird. Because in part of the video, the news clip you played, it said the Blackhawk was making a routine service ride or something like that. And it just struck me when I heard him say that. So, like, this helicopter is a routine helicopter all of a sudden, or has it been routine and then you're allowed this to happen? Like, still, because
And not only that, let's not forget 1982, almost in the exact same place, a plane crashed. And the rescue was so bad that the people had to dive in the same river. The people got out their cars and dove in the same river and dove down to where the plane was and started rescuing the people. One of the most famous rescues was a man, he saw a baby and jumped in there and swam in that cold water below zero. And I think he rescued the baby that he saw the baby in there. That was in 1982, the
mm,
same place.
yeah, those people probably died in that water. I don't know, bro.
Uh,
That's
uh,
that's
I,
that's a bad.
I think they died in that explosion, man. That was a lot. Either that was a missile hit them, or I ain't never seen fuel explode like that, bro.
Yeah, yeah, that was. I keep forgetting that because they say the damn helicopter was intact. Like, I'm like, what is that shit made of? Yeah, what is that
Exactly.
made of? And it just destroyed that helicopter like that. Like,
Exactly.
I mean, that airplane, that jet, or whatever. They not telling us what it is.
Well,
Whatever.
it hit the jet in a compromising position. Hit it sideways, coming through the side. If you
Uh huh.
remember, if you last plane you got in, those windows and stuff are not like the most securest thing in the world.
No. Mm-mm.
We got airplane doors flying off now and everything.
Yeah,
Just too perfect for me. Just flying too perfect.
yeah. It's just something about it. That's just a big, big, big mix up. I'm just saying, like, you getting paid to be air traffic control. You got top of the line equipment. That's so that this stuff absolutely does not happen. It should be a 100% rate that this type of shit does not happen. 100% rate because it's too close to more civilians. I mean, thank God it fell on over the river. That's just ironically enough, it fell over a river and not over um industrial areas or residential areas. And then with this type of negligence, right? All right,
Hmm.
so there has to be accountability for air traffic control because I'm not seeing that you did everything in your power to make sure this doesn't happen. Whether you cancel the helicopter flight from coming in because of conditions. I mean, there's other ways to make sure that this doesn't happen, human interference, and none of that comes into play all the way up until the goddamn plane is hovering and about to land, and then now you allow this uh, helicopter to fly off routinely, so this helicopter routinely jets out of here like a bat out of hell to go where?
Uh, uh, Colas is saying the same thing I'm saying. That helicopter may have been under remote control. I believe it was unmanned too. I believe it was unmanned, and until further news come to persuade me, I believe that was a targeted hit. It's just so too coincidental. The plane is coming from the CIA building. They ain't told us who was flying it, like sergeant major, whoever. They ain't telling us jack squat. Or better yet, they haven't even given us the whole list of all 67 people in the airplane. They're hiding so much information till it's hard to trust.
Yeah. And then if that lady was on there, the type of people that was on there, I'm already convinced just by that one person because of what's going on now. Like the type of things that's going on now, and for her to be in there and on that plane, because they want to stop the Messiah, whether woman or man, and that's the type of person that's doing work. You know,
Yeah,
this
Kaya
lady you got
Douglas.
right here on this screen right now,
Yeah,
and
Kaya Douglas.
I'm not saying she's out here like I'm this and I'm that, but the work she's doing represents the work that needs to be done in this country.
And that's the work that they're attacking. She probably was going to Washington, in my opinion, to check on these federal funds that they're trying to rob women and children out of, by stopping these federal funds. Thank God that a judge stopped it, but she probably trying to figure out what was going on. I really don't know, but to have a prominent attorney of color, and they're not trying to get this out. It was her family and stuff that's got this out to her. They weren't trying to get this out to us. The family and other black uh, community activists got this round so we could get it out and let the people know that people of color was aboard this plane.
Uh
Prominent
huh.
people of color.
Prominent, good folks, the good folks right there. They fight the good fight.
Yep, and we need her too. A civil rights attorney that really hurt. Not
Right.
like we got a whole lot that we can count on anyway. So you can feel the sting of this.
Oh yeah, because they did cancel the civil rights, um, like department, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Bro,
They tried to put a freeze on it,
the
right?
whole thing, listen, bro. They planning on this. This is no lie. They plan on canceling. Dr. Martin Luther King's holiday will be canceled. This is not if and or maybe they're canceling Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday, which I did a show about it. You'll see a picture of him and John F. Kennedy, and I did a
Oh, I
show
was
about it.
there.
Yeah, I did a show about it. Nobody believed me, but now it's out official. They're canceling his holiday. They're canceling Black History Month, which supposed to be this coming February. They're canceling it. They're trying to move this country back to the 50s. And all we want to do is smoke our weed and smoke our life away, and then go around having beef on the internet with rap music. They're deterring us with rap music. I don't care about Drake, and I could care less about Kendrick Lamar. Our people are under attack. They're being killed.
You ain't never lie.
And all niggas want to do is run into the barbershop and watch football games. I keep hearing
Yep.
about the figure skating. Sure. You hear about the figure skating. And if it wasn't for the Russians, we wouldn't know about that. It wasn't that you're hearing about it from the country. The figure skating teachers are Russian. It's like somebody ain't gonna be happy until Vladimir Putin shoot a missile over here, and then they're gonna finally get what they're looking for. It's like they just really gonna piss that man off for whatever the reason may be.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, Tanya. Like I said, I did a show about it. Uh, I think it was maybe Monday or Tuesday. I did a show about it, and I'm telling you, I'm gonna get the list and bring it up here. They're trying to cancel Dr. Martin Luther King. Well, no, they're not. They're not trying to. They're going to cancel it. Sorry, been
Yeah.
affected, and they're going to cancel February being Black History Month. They canceled a bunch of other things, Women's Day, whatever they call those days, that are pertaining throughout the year. They're canceling them, not recognizing them, effective immediately. So
Mm-hmm.
it's for real. You can go pull up the list of things they're canceling on Google.
Mm-hmm. Like, yo, Tanique, they attack you when you dead the same way they attack you when you're alive, don't you? They just assassinate your character.
They do.
They
That's
just
why I did
assassinate your character, bro.
that. You know what? I told people last week, because we really don't do this anymore I think it's important. I don't do gossip anymore. You won't hear me talking about Lil Durk and all those people like that. We got more
Right.
important things going on in our community than that. So I took to the air and I said, okay, look, I said, my channel has always been tied into Washington. We tied into press conferences, whatever they got going on in Washington D.C. They shoot it out to us just like they do the regular press. All right. Now, President Trump did make that official. He's actually going to give YouTubers and TikTokers press passes, and if we want to, we can actually come to the White House to a press briefing and film him for our YouTube channel, and then nobody be able to take down our YouTube pages because he's giving um, content creators press badges, press passes. Anyway, my
Mm.
point is that all that. I came on and said, okay, look, I said, I read the report when he released John F. Kennedy, Robert Kennedy's, and Martin Luther King's who killed them. I read those reports and stuff like that. And right away, I said, out of all of the reports I read, I haven't read everything. I still ain't read everything. It's too much to read. But I said, right away, I am very bothered with the way they're attacking Dr. Martin Luther King. Dr. Martin Luther King's report is not the report I was expecting to have. I was expecting to have, they thought the CIA killed him, and this thing echoing like crazy. I thought they must be listening. That's what it would say. They killed him or this happened, that happened. Dr. Martin Luther King's report had nothing to do with it all. Well, some of it later on when you read it, but mostly they were attacking his character, trying to make him have a bunch of affairs, and they got recordings and videos of having relationships with white women. I'm like, this shouldn't have never been released And I said, if you guys allow this to happen and your clergymen don't get up in the pulpit Sunday and say nothing about it, don't say nothing when they go further and start taking this holiday and stuff away. And as of yesterday, they're taking this birthday away. They're taking Black History away because that's a part of that program, whatever they call it, which I forgot what it's called.
And you notice if they can take him away, right? They can take a significant amount of history away out of the classroom. As you notice, they started doing it in Harvard. They already took Black history teachings out of Harvard. They don't even teach it no more, slavery or nothing like that in Harvard anymore. So if they can assassinate him in that process, they can take a whole lot away from Black History Month. Just
What I
with
don't understand is if you're gonna be fair, be fair. I mean, we know both the Kennedy brothers were screwing the same woman.
right,
We know that for sure. That's nasty
right.
as hell. You and your brother dingaling in the same woman, and she's supposed to have died pregnant, and you stopped the ambulance for her even being rendered any help. And two brothers dingaling in the same woman. I mean, let's not go off on Dr. King. Let's talk about the two brothers dingaling in the same woman. Cola said Donald Trump saying in his first run for president, he said blacks should be careful. History will repeat itself. By voting for him, what do you have to lose? Yeah, Marilyn Monroe. I didn't want to call the name out, but let's not forget why they put that in the report that both brothers was dang-a-lang in the same woman. Why didn't they put in the report that John F. Kennedy was dang-a-lang Sam Giancana's woman? Well, let me stop. Lord have mercy. Whew.
Exactly. Why they don't
You know
let
what I'm
us know
saying?
that?
Yeah, why don't you? Yeah, and several people have came out and said it was the mob in the New Orleans area that killed President Kennedy for him
hmm
ding-a-ling that woman in the White House.
Yeah, they need to tell us all about the connection with the mob because we know it's more than what they tell us. Tell us more about that. Tell us about that guy's gay relationship. Uh, Hoover, was it
Gay
who was
Edgar Hoover.
Hoover?
Gay
Yeah,
Edgar Hoover.
you put out more of that. Give us pictures. I know y'all got it.
Hey man, would you look at the picture? I think I'd have to pass, man.
Yo,
Man, look at that dude destroyed Bishop Jake talking about how they used to kiss. I couldn't even listen to that, man.
yo,
I
Tanique.
couldn't, I
Yo,
couldn't
Tanique.
listen to it, man.
I gotta get them back somehow, man. They did MLK wrong, bro.
They
I
sure
can't,
did.
man. They love Hoover, man. They love Hoover, man. All them anti-black folks love Hoover, man.
Let me tell him how I feel about him today.
See, I loved you like a sister, but you died too quick. And that's why we called you bitch. I bet you.
Right. I mean, if they gonna take something from MLK, take something from J. Edgar Hoover. All them buildings, roads, streets, take them away from him too. Come on, man. He had them gay relationships, man. Come on, man.
I don't want to know about it myself. Man. Oh my God.
Put it
Yeah.
out there. They need to take it. He got airports named after him. Uh,
But you'll
schools.
have to read it on the show. I want my stomach gonna be strong enough, man.
I want them out. I want them exposed. I want all of them exposed. All these dealings with the mafia, and you still got President's Day and all of that. I want all that gone. If that's how we acting, why I'ma care about a president when every president I know done did something shady. Every president in my timeline got some smut on their name. I'm not asking you to remove President's Day or nothing like that out of the history. You still teaching about 9/11 and George Bush got his hand all in that. But you want to take out history, slavery out of the colleges and stuff like that?
Bro, don't get it twisted. They only want to take out Black history. Man,
Yeah.
this even as I'm talking to you, this thing going crazy. So I know they didn't tune in listening. Because that's what they trying to do, stop us from talking and communicating.
Yeah, but we history. It's not only black history. We the history of this country, bro. They trying to tell us we not. Whether they, however they want to say,
Yeah,
slice it and dice it. We was here before they got here. Some of us, and some of the people they brought with them. You can't take us from history. You can get people to cooperate and act like it's not, but I'm not one of those people. And you're
we're
gonna have
gonna
to
be here
take down
when
a
they
lot more
gone.
planes to get rid of all my folks. Cause a lot of people ain't going for that. Good God fearing people ain't going for that. Over their dead body. Over their dead body, Tanique. You hear me?
I hear you, brother. I hear you 100%. And I think that when they gone, black people still gonna be here, but they're actively doing it. This is ironic. This started with that weird ass guy in Florida, the governor of Florida, where he has already removed anything of black culture out of Florida schools.
Mm,
He's the first person to do it, and nobody did anything. Just
right.
raised his ass. That's why he didn't win in the presidency. Everybody knew he was a racist. Everybody standing around him white. No black people standing around his prejudiced ass. He's an immigrant and stuff, I think.
You know what? My ignorance towards politics, because I just don't give a f about them, is sometimes an issue too. Because me knowing that Donald Trump, the first thing he did when he tried to get into the presidency before was take food out of the kid's mouth and gave him a little box. And I was saying to myself then, anybody who thinks somebody can support their family out of that little fucking box is a problem. That is a big slap in the face to impoverished people, bro. He gave them food in a box.
Well, I think it's time for another march on Washington. And I think it's time to march on it Khalid Muhammad and Malcolm X style.
So right, you right about that. Because for him to get right back into presidency and not even
And
24 hours in,
and
go
attack
right after food stamps again.
attack the same people who he asked to vote for him.
Right.
I
He
want
went
to thank
right
black
after
men.
food stamps
I
again.
want to thank black men for stepping up and voting for me, putting me in office.
He went right after food stamps again, bro. I said, look at this motherfucker here. And then he tried to get people to resign out of their jobs. So he deliberately premeditated his attack because he knew right where to go. He learned from the first time how he got denied, and he went right back at it again.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You know, the question's been raised by somebody real close. They brought up, what about the possibility of this helicopter being flown by terrorists?
I don't know about only terrorists is the in-house our in-house terrorists. We got in-house terrorist problems.
Well, it's possible.
We got in-house terrorists. Ain't nobody outside the country. It's the terrorists from the inside, within. That's what a terrorist is. We ain't a lot of countries ain't bold enough to come fuck with us. Even they make it seem like that, but this is from within. Like a lot of our attacks have been from within. This is either malfunction or something else of that sort.
Just so you know, this is attorney Kaya Duggins. She is one of the passengers that was on that plane, and she is a prominent civil rights attorney. We want to pray for her, her family, and everybody that God give them strength, you know, and to get through this, and that we're gonna believe that she's in the arms of the Lord who loved her more than we did. And we're gonna make sure that we find out what her work was and finish whatever it was that she set her heart and mind and education to do. She was a 30 year super beautiful attorney. I know that hurt, man. It hurt me to say it, bro. But I got to give her credit. I couldn't give it to her while she was alive. I just found out about it a little more than an hour ago. And the cat who gave it to me he don't even want me to mention his name. So everybody I know, the content creators and stuff, being shaky, it's something wrong, man. And something's not right. We should have got a full manifesto. They're only talking about the three pilots. There was an African American girl who also was a stewardess, I believe. I had her picture, but I can't. I didn't upload it. But she was a stewardess. So you had a stewardess. You had her on board there. So you have people of color who was aboard this flight coming in from Wichita, Kansas. That was landing in Washington. She may have been our second Thurgood Marshall. That's what I thought about. Um, but we got some people that's reaching out to the family to try and find out, what our work is, what our dream is, so we can put it in other children or whatever it may be. So we'll know, and we're gonna try our best to finish it. But the fact that she was in civil rights, you know, I'm sorry. If you look at what Elon Musk and all these people that the president Trump got is attacking, it's attacking stuff that's concerning civil rights. So I can't help. When did they want to kill her? They're killing all civil rights programs.
They're going right after them.
So why not kill all civil rights attorneys too?
Right,
Because go ahead.
Because if by not having a place for these people to go after they did all this training, because when you think about when they remove it from the colleges, they're removing that whole thing. So when those people finish college, they're able to go to the civil rights department and get work. Trump is taking all of that out of there. So now the people with the right state of mind that know what civil rights is for, because they've been trained in it, no longer get that training anymore because they took it out of the schools and no longer have a job to go to anymore because there's no more civil rights department. So there's no more civil rights attorneys, no more civil rights judges, no more the whole department, secretaries, garbage people. And these are all people of color. This is probably one of the departments that gave him the hardest time when he was in office. For him to attack it this way is crazy.
Bro, and what does that say about the police and killing black unarmed black men?
Right.
See
That
what we got
part.
to go
That
through the
part
next.
of it.
Let's see what we got to go through the next 4 years.
We got to wait on judges now to make the decision whether it was inhumane or not. We got to wait on the town officials and stuff like that and judges to say if it was inhumane or not. And we know those pockets have been getting greased for decades in this country. They're easier to control compared to the civil rights department working with other agencies within the government to come to that decision. Now it's just going to be a one-sided decision without the civil rights department. And for him to say, "I'll pay you," I'd rather pay you to leave and continue to pay you to stay away than to have you come in and do your job and fight for what's right in this country. To offer people retirement is like it's like so many slabs. Here it is, you got poor people that need money to survive, and you won't give it to them. But you're ready to secure a department that has over probably hundreds of thousands of workers for I don't even know the amount of time after they initially retire, maybe up to like 6 years or something like that. I don't remember what it was, but to pay them to stay away from working at the civil rights department if they accepted it before February 6th, I believe it was. That's we
Yeah,
don't
you
even
right.
have money like that, and he's ready to give it to him to retire.
And to me, he shouldn't be allowed to run the country like you run your company anyway. It's not your company; it's a country.
All right, and I say thank God for the judge that stepped in and said, "Hey man, nah, you can't run the country like it's your company. There's levels to this because
Well,
he got right in there and turned it all the way up. He took the knob. You know how it's loud. He was
mm-hmm.
past the way you about to bust eardrums. He turned it all the way up.
Dang.
And it's ironic that this woman, civil rights lawyer, on this plane, that to us was a deliberate. To me, yeah, I can't speak for us. To me, it was deliberate in some sort of way because they know it's a routine helicopter flight, and they didn't ground it. It should have been towed to ground. Like just wait. The timing is just too close for that trajectory. Like the plane deliberately flew into it. The helicopter deliberately flew into it. The plane already claiming the space. It's coming in for a landing. So it's at hovering. It's not going. It's coming in for a landing. So it's no throttle. The helicopter is leaving. So it's potential entity. So there's potential in it. So it's going that fast, knowing that it's a plane somewhere in the air out there. No matter whether he thought it was the one above them or the one that he actually hit, it's going too fast for it to be a plane out there.
Right.
Way too fast.
The
Training.
question is, what
Go ahead. Go
what we
ahead.
what we gonna do now? As a people, how are we gonna come together uh, to show a strength of force?
First thing, we got to get the people out their houses, out of these jobs. These jobs ain't gonna be able to save you no more. We got to get to these places and we got to rally. We got to show them that we know what's going on and we not standing for it anymore. Over when they were back marching back in the days and how people laugh at that and how they think all they did was march, all they did was march. You'll be surprised how much marching will save your history that they trying to steal from us, your livelihood, your jobs, even your lives, because they kill you with the medicines that they give you. They allow the FDA to pass all these drugs and stuff like that, where we got medications being passed within 1 year when they can't even cure cancer, AIDS, and nothing like that. But they found a cure for coronavirus and within the birth of the freaking disease and cure it within that same year.
I didn't take it.
You gotta stand up and fight for something when they keep showing you here's another slap. Bow.
If you show me what they want, I'm not taking their 666. I didn't take it and never got sick with that stuff.
Just the mere fact that they told you, guess who's gonna die?
Oh,
Black sick people. They told you this. Oh,
mm-hmm.
it's created, but it's only gonna kill people who have these kind of uh health problems, health issues. And guess who the number one people with the health issues?
African American people. Sonya raised an interesting question. She said, wouldn't it be something if they all resign? Wouldn't it be something, man? What's up,
Yeah,
Lamar?
yeah. Can you hear me?
Right.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, how you doing, my brothers?
What's
All
going
good,
on?
bro.
Well, you know me by LA.
New year, man. I know who you is.
Yeah. But I was gonna say to you guys when they were trying to vaccinate everybody, only way that they got at me I got real sick in the hospital, and I don't know if I, came out of my sickness and said, give me this shot," and I didn't want to take it, but I got the Johnson and Johnson. I had the Johnson and Johnson shot, but after that, I only had one. Not doing any of the others.
Bro, that's how they attack you. They've been controlling sicknesses and flus and stuff like this for years, decades now. So when coronavirus came out, the symptoms were the same as the viruses that been out for a long time. Let's say it's like the flu, it's like a cold, but worse. That's deliberately done so that you can run into the hospital now or for symptoms that was already in existence. Just think about what I'm saying. Coronavirus didn't make you do anything new. It just heightened what was already there. So chest congestion, headaches, fevers, high temperatures, respiratory. All these are the same thing as pneumonia they had us scared of. Remember pneumonia?
Mhm.
You're running into the hospital. Now they got you in there. Now they tell you, oh, it's coronavirus. Now you got to take the thing.
I agree with Tanya, man. I think some of them people they gonna resign when America put up a resistance.
I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so too.
We gonna have to reach out to our white brothers and sisters, and because just like the Second Amendment say, it's the government that became the enemy. Our government's going crazy.
Our government is ran by these big Fortune 500 companies, man. It's the idea of the idiotic and crazy schizophrenics. See, when you're a schizophrenic with money, you can hide behind your money. But I know we got a whole lot of schizophrenics behind these big companies that's walking around here with immunity. Gates,
Well,
Musk, all these people who have some sort of authority and say so in this country who have no business having to say so got their hands in the pockets of these politicians. And when you let a wildfire just continue to grow, it grows and grows and grows until it burns everything in its sight. And that's the same thing as these psychotic people behind these countries with their hands in these politicians' pockets. And one of them has just stepped into the realms and is holding head of state, head of country. He's nothing but a businessman. He was
wow.
rich before he got in there. He's not excluded.
So tell us how you feel about it, Lamar.
And I've been really looking at since Donald Trump came in, and I remember the last time he ran, he said he wanted the most smartest people behind him, and he was giving out a little clue at that time, a small clue. He didn't get as many as he can back his first run, but this second run, he got a lot of scientists. He got a lot of people with money behind him, and he's looking at it like he's doing it like he's going to do it like this. He's going to allow them to move forward, to do damage or whatever. And it looks like he's going to say, "I don't have no blood on my hands." They actually made the decision to move forward. Their money is going to sponsor everything. I don't have to worry about it. Um, I just feel that this country, all I wish is they would actually go ahead and really pardon our whole, excuse me, I wish they would actually go ahead and open up that trust and allow us to get our money out of that trust that they hold and knock down the straw man and go ahead and let us not have a landlord or overseer. I feel that we're more immature, we're more intelligent than we always have been to actually manage our own money and our own destiny. And I wish they would just give us back what they stole from us.
Marv, my good brother, and I wish that too. but they'd rather open up Dr. Martin Luther King's ass and rip that all apart before they get let any of our fingers get on that money. They rather tear him a whole new one right in front of our faces before they give us access to any kind of money.
That's what I want to. You just mentioned Martin Luther King, and by me just doing my research over the years of me being on this planet, I was always told, always was behind my parents, and looking at King and who he was and what he had did to gather a lot of people of color, mentioning my native family, and they moved forward to get equal rights to sit by, to drink by. Uh, the Europeans be in their neighborhoods, be able to go to their schools. I feel that if he would have never done that, we would still be as close as we at that time. Well, at that time, we were more close, and we worked together and we built together. So I feel that if he would have never moved forward, and we would never looked over there at the Europeans and want to go and eat a steak at their restaurant, and we had our own restaurants where we could eat our own steaks and build our own buildings, build our own libraries, build our own museums, and kept it that way, I think we would have been a better people.
Yeah, I
I
don't
feel that
know.
he did walk us in a house of fire. He did
I
walk us in.
I used to feel like that, but now seeing like how we don't stick together now when we got to stick together, it's ride or die. We got to stick together now, and we ain't doing nothing about it. We all know it's gonna be annihilation,
So we,
replacement,
so we,
genocide, and we not doing nothing about it.
so we gotta get busy because their time is up.
We not doing nothing about it. So you think that if we were left to our own devices, which we were before slavery, we were living on the plantations, only black people. We were living in our own towns. We just wasn't doing nothing with it. Some of these towns, the conditions of the town, when the white folks left black folks alone, is still in the same condition of 1908. No sort of kind of advancement. No schools built in the neighborhoods. No teachers came back to educate the children. No workers came back to build the communities. They took their earnings, they skills, and they went other places. So I don't know if we would have did what was right by each other just
Mhm,
by staying together. But by not staying together,
mhm.
it made us vulnerable, and it means we got to get back together and do God's work like
Mhm.
God wanted us to do. He
Right
said we
there.
were scattered people. I'm always gonna go back to the Bible. This is the covenant and all of that stuff that we have to do to get back with the Lord. We can't
Straight.
sit down and let somebody do as they might with us without a fight.
Mhm. Well, hey,
We need to fight.
well,
You gotta fight. I gotta fight. Everybody gotta fight the good fight, and the good fight means stand up for what you believe in.
mhm,
Eye for an eye.
mhm. But I wanted to say this. Their brain, I feel that our people have been so much pulled out of and brainwashed, and every time they mention a king, they mention what they call them. They actually call a person that wants to have king to run their country and have a king. I forgot what the word is, sir. But what I'm trying to say is when you mention plantation, when my native people were actually on their properties and they had land, they lived very well. What happened is when the Europeans came in and began to set up their cities, the little small cities and townships. They came up with the RS. So they ended up going to my people, my family, and they walked up on my great grandfather's land, and they told him he had to pay taxes. My grandfather said taxes. He said he wasn't going to pay it. So they actually set it up again where that they wouldn't actually have blood on their hands. They used the Mormons. And the Mormons came in, and when the Mormons came to my great grandfather's property, my grandfather fought those men. He ended up losing his life, but my great grandmother and the children that were there, and one reason why my family is here today, uh, left the property and they put them in the Red Cross. The Red Cross situation where they were setting up tents and townships with tents. They were bringing all the individuals. I don't call them slaves. I call them natives. They brought them there as in families. They begin to excuse me. They begin to study the black man. They begin to study the black woman in these and in the Red Cross situation. But then once they got them to agree, they brought them back to their properties and they put them in the fields and they gave them a landlord, the overseer. He lived in that house. He began to go and push them out in the fields and have them pick cotton or whatever they had at that time. Once they refused, a lot of the excuse me, a lot of the natives began to refuse to work. So they begin to say, wow, and it started happening in a lot of the overseers, the landlords have taken over their properties. They begin to say, who can we get? So they begin to look over in Africa. They had some new Negroes. So they went on and brought those new Negroes on those boats to actually, what we called it, what did they call that when they bring in another team of individuals to take over and begin to do.
Colonizing.
So they brought them out, those Africans, and they brought them in and they began to blend in at that time with the natives and they began to work and they wanted to move forward. And but we still had that, we're not going to be slaves. I want my house back. And that's all I have to say to you, my brothers. I want to clear this up. I am a native. I am not, my family was not under that slave ship. We're not African. I'm not African American. I'm a native. I was here before the white man even got here. I want to say that to my people.
I hear you. I hear you. Brother Tanique said something that was really important that I don't know if you was here to hear it, but where's the outcry from the religious leaders when things like this is happening? Where's the outcry from the reverends and the
That's what I
pastors?
said. That's what I said last week. I said
I'm
if y'all let this guy attack this report and don't get up and defend not just Dr. King, Medgar Evers, everybody else who pushed this thing to where we can sit here and do what we're doing tonight. I said, don't say nothing when they come back and they take it, his birthday and everything, and it's on the table to be taken. And if Black History Month too, we're gonna change the name. We're doing away with it completely.
right. Where's the outcry? The moment a rapper do something, everybody ready to tear down the walls of rap to get to these rappers. But here we have it. The whole attack on not one person, a whole month of black history, and not one Bo Peep is being said about it. Everybody is quiet as kept. It should be a marathon of people getting petitions signed for this not to happen. So when we get to actually speak, we already got 1 million petitions signed. 2 million petitions signed already at your doorstep. With it.
Right now, my brother, my people are
Where's the
distracted.
outcry?
My people are distracted right now. They have a big
We
distraction.
we can't even get together, brother, and we have to. Our life depend on it. Our
I know.
livelihood depends on it. Our own existence in this country we trying to fight to be in depends on it. And we can't even get together for that. Starting with the people who claim to be godly. You, and got their nice network channels so they can run their little sermon on TV in front of 1 million people and ain't doing none of God's work.
Hollywood, brother. They took a listen to me. That's something else I wanted to say about the overseers. Remember back in the day when they had those considered slaves, and the slaves set up a little small church. Remember, and they used to have listen to
Bro,
me.
I'm a slave right now. I
Yeah,
don't gotta
they
remember. I'm a
Tell
slave
they
right
had
now. If I
they
don't go
had
to work,
they had
if
an
I don't go
over
to work, I die.
they had a listen to me. They had an overseer to sit in a chair. You had the pastor, you had the white man as overseer, and you had the members of the church. Okay,
Mhm.
what I'm telling you, it began to grow and got once we considered freedom, they ended up opening up other churches and moving forward. But then they said, we need to get you guys licensed and you need to go to this college or this school to maintain to take the oath that you shall not and will not tell the truth to your people. You hear me? So all these ministers, bishops, they're sworn under a law and an oath to never move forward that way. So we can't depend on it. We can't depend on the church. Do not say that, my brother. Only
Bro,
people we
you know
only have
why I
the
say
most
that? You know
we have
why I
the
say
most
that, bro?
high. We
Bro, I
only have
say that because they put a lot of the anus on these rappers, these celebrities, these people that aren't claiming to do the good works of the Lord. See, these
mm,
people are claiming to
they're
do it,
demonic. They
and they
listen.
take the people's money.
They're
Demonic or
demonic.
not, bro. Demonic
They're
or not.
demonic.
The
Listen to
good
me.
folks are in there.
Well,
The
there's
people
I
who
don't see any
believe that
good.
they are following
I don't
are
see
sheep.
any. Only people that I see that
It's
is
not their
good.
fault.
Only listen to me. The only performers that I see good is actually the ones that went in and they began to see the demonic stuff and they backed out with their money and they came back to the community and they did a couple of things. You know, open up a couple of stores, maybe open up a couple of buildings people can live in. They saw what they saw. Listen to me. They saw that it was actually swearing into Satan's house, and it came out. But you have a lot of them right now performing and moving forward to get more money out of that situation. And then we have our people. We should they're worshiping idols. So that's a sin all the way. So we have a lot of our people that are stuck on idols, my brother. How can we get those people to say, "Hey,
Bro.
let's go ahead
And
and
I agree
drop
with you. But do you
those
know
idols"?
the native people, the persons that you just claimed are up next to be deported out of the country? You know that that's the problem that we talking about? Like money ain't nothing. I'm talking about your life, bro. Your existence in this country. Did you hear the fact that he's saying if you're a criminal and I don't people who don't deserve to be around murders and all that good stuff, you know what I'm saying? But he's saying repeat offenders of certain amount of crimes are subject to be deported from the country.
It's a good one. Look. That's almost less than me. I mean, you know, you have a,
It
you
sounds
know,
good
you
to
have a
you until it's
father.
you. It sounds good to you until it's you.
No,
So you
listen,
think I
no,
so
listen what I'm saying.
I get that
It's
part,
almost having,
but
it's
if you
almost
let
like
him
having,
do it, if you let him do it
yeah, yeah.
to one,
Mm.
you might as well let him do it to all.
But listen, what I'm
Because they're
telling
gonna
you.
use that same like
You
they
think
do in this
so?
country, that
Mm.
same case to remove other people, just like how they did with the RICO. They made the RICO for the mafia because the mafia was so powerful
Mm.
and they couldn't touch him. Now they
Mm.
use that same RICO law against
Mm.
our children, saying that they act in our communities like mafia has been acting when we don't have access to judges. Those mafia people were getting out of their cases because they can align themselves with politicians, judges, lawyers, all other kinds of things in the government. Our
Mm.
children that are in these gangs don't have the power to do that. You catch them one time and they all snitching and they're going up north.
Yeah, but listen to me. I'm gonna tell you something that we should have never done, and it should have never came out of our mouths. If once they start talking about there were gangsters, I'm a gangster. You know what I'm saying? When they started saying they were gay, listen, words are very powerful. So the white man began to say, okay, you guys are gangsters. So this is what I'm gonna do. If you're gangsters, you're gonna fall under this Italian strict rule that we had against the Italians. So what I'm saying to you, my brother,
So what I'm saying to you is,
I hope, listen to me, please let me finish.
go ahead.
I hope, even though this man is crazy and he's putting this out, it's almost letting these young people know it's time to put those guns down. It's time to quit serving dope in our communities. It's time for these hoes to stop on. It's time for a lot of stuff that a lot of our young people have picked up habits of older people that are no longer on this planet. This new generation seems that they're doing something new, but they've taken a lot of lives, my brother. So if this guy is coming up with something to
All right, bro.
chastise,
I gotta
if
stop
he
you,
got
bro.
something,
I gotta stop you. Because
if he
it's
got
rhetoric
something
like
that
this about our black youth that make you think that every black kid around here got a gun and is around here killing people is the reason why this man is in office. That fear mongering. Every black kid ain't got a gun on the corner gonna kill you.
I know, but the ones do. Listen to me.
And that's
We're
how
not
you
talking
use.
about. We're not
Okay,
talking about that kid.
go
We're
ahead.
not talking about that kid.
Go
Listen
ahead.
to me. We're talking about. Listen to me. We're talking about Hoover. I'm talking about BGs. I'm talking about vice lords. I'm talking about Latin kings. I'm talking about supreme insane gangsters. I'm talking about these individuals that are
And when the
running the
last time
streets.
any of those gangs had any kind of significance, bro, other than the rhetoric that they put on the news?
They're
Because
tired of it.
back
That's why they're not putting too much on the news now.
back in the days, the police was scared of them gangs. When the last time you had them having any kind of fear of these gangs? Any kind of fear of these leaders that run these gangs? When?
No fear.
None.
But no, hold on.
Insignificant. You know
They
what they
did.
are
Listen,
scared of?
it's
They're
not
scared of
them,
the young lady that died on this plane the other night.
right? But I'm
They
saying you talk
scared.
about fear. Listen to
They
me.
see ghosts when they see people like that coming up in their system.
What I'm saying to you is,
They see the resistance
I'm not
that
talking
it
about the white
builds once you
man.
get inside the
I'm not
system.
talking about the white man having fear. I'm talking about the average person that lives on the block, the average person that live in the community. They're living under fear, my brother. Come on, man.
And they not living under fear, living under the same government that's gonna discriminate against you. That's not a fear. That's not fear. There's no fear in taking the civil rights department away. You not scared of that. You not terrified. You not scared to go to sleep at night knowing that they're taking the civil rights department away.
I'm just
You
ready
not.
to go to
Are you
war.
not scared?
No, I ain't scared. I'm ready to go to war, bro.
Nah, you blind.
I'm ready to sacrifice my life.
Okay. So don't
You
tell me
understand
about
me?
some kid on the corner with a gun who gonna have to save us one day.
It's true that if they get their shit
If
together,
it get to going, guess who got them guns?
the youngsters,
Them same little niggas y'all was calling little niggas.
yeah, the youngsters. But right now,
Cause
listen to
they
me.
make sure we don't got them. They make sure the good folks don't got them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the youngsters got them.
Well, where do we go from here, man? I mean, you know,
Prayer.
we're doing that. We've been on our knees for so long. Our knees should be hurting.
Oh, we crawling. So we crawling.
No,
We
we got
still.
to come up with some ideas. We can't just sit back and watch this.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
got to
Exactly.
stop it.
So we got to quit crawling.
Yeah, we got to be ready to throw down and die for what we believe in.
That's what I'm talking about. Stand up, man. Stand up, black man. All the way up. Get
I'm
that.
always ready to die for mine.
Are you willing when you said you got the full armor of God, or can you carry that breastplate? Can you carry that sword? Can you carry that helmet? Are you conditioned for the put all that on to move forward, my brother?
I tell you what, I believe in God. And that's all I need.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's my knife, that's my sword, that's my shield, that's my everything. All I gotta do is believe.
And that belt of truth. That belt of truth is something else. That belt of truth will keep your pants from falling down.
When I'm blind, he sees things clear for me.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid of death because I know death gets me closer to God.
It's
So
coming
asking me,
anyway.
will I fight to the death? That's like
Yeah.
asking me, will I breathe?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, man. And
So if you claim to be a native
yeah.
and they talking about taking your people up out the land that you said you was here before
Yeah.
and taking you somewhere else
Yeah.
and you not scared?
I'm not afraid, my brother. Like I said,
You not scared of that?
no,
You
I'm
talking
not
about some
feared.
fear?
God told, look, Jesus,
Bro,
Jesus said,
what's going on right
you
now,
know how many
bro?
times, you know how many times Jesus told us not to fear? How many times he told you?
That's what I'm talking about. You was trying to preach to me about what the little niggas is doing.
Mm-hmm.
It's that rhetoric that got that man in office now.
Yeah, man.
How can you be scared of something that's like you?
Mhm. Yeah, I'm not afraid. Listen to me. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of that. All I'm saying is, wouldn't it be lovely if we did not have the type of things happening in our communities and we were just able to just live like it was back in the early 70s.
Now, that's one of the things I want to say about the report. Why you guys should have all three. You should have a report. One of the things the report talked about. First off, anybody who knew, uh, anybody who did any college level research on President Kennedy, anybody knew that the limo driver killed President Kennedy.
Mm-hmm.
That was the tape that they had missing all these years, showing the limo driver. Of course, nobody could have shot him but the limo driver. He shot him in the throat first, then reached over the right side and shot him over the shoulder and drove off. So William Pepper brought that out a while ago. There were no three people who were shot by the limo driver, same person who's driving him, Secret
Yeah,
Service.
that's why his wife. That's why his wife jumped out the car.
Exactly.
She's scared, and she saw that happen. She was like, "What?" She got out of there. She
But
ain't
that
she was
tape,
rubbing his head no more.
that was a tape that they could never find, but mysteriously now this thing came back.
Oh yeah, we saw it back in the day.
All right. So if you read that, also you'll see in there what I thought was interesting. I forgot what they call it, Operation something, where they were going in Miami, the government was doing stuff, violent stuff, all kind of stuff, and lying and saying that the Cubans did it because they wanted permission to bomb Cuba.
Mm-hmm.
And if you read it, light bells gonna start going off in your head, and it's gonna make you think how many things they've done in our community and tried to make us think gangbangers did it. How many young men they shot because they saw leadership potential in and tried to make us think, oh, his gang did it. How many women have they killed in our community, just like this beautiful lawyer here aboard that plane and tried to say, it was an accident, somebody else did it. Because they've been doing this stuff since the 50s.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
How do you go to war with Cuba? We go out to Miami, rape some people, and make people think that the Cubans did it.
Mm-hmm.
They were trying to force President Kennedy to bomb Cuba. He didn't want to do it.
Right.
That's
Right,
when they.
Denise.
That's when they send all the soldiers over there.
No, he couldn't really find a good reason to want to go over to Cuba, and then what he did was the blockade. They didn't want no blockade, man. They wanted to go they wanted to go in there for whatever their reasons were, and he did the blockade, which was successful, and then he wound up dead.
Mm. It wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't nothing about the canal.
Oh man, Panama Canal. We know we own the Panama Canal. In fact, if you
They
go
said
back to
China. They
let me
said
say
China
this.
has it.
Let me say this. If you go back to 1977, all
Yeah.
right, you got to know your laws. Jimmy Carter, the administration under Jimmy Carter, which remember he just died,
Yes, sir.
uh, gave them a time frame that they were going to give it back. What they all try and do, the Panama Canal, if you ever been there, is just a big ass tollway. All right. Where
Yes.
if you bring in like yacht boats and shit through with cargo, cars, and all that stuff, you have to pay a toll
Mm-hmm.
to get through. You don't go through that free. And the country, what they try and do is share the wealth. Okay, America have it for a little while, France have it for a little while, China have it for a little while. Just like the oil. America had the petrol dollar so long, it wasn't supposed to have it as long as it had. And now the Chinese got the petrol dollar. America don't have a petrol dollar. All right, they have to pass it around. No one country get to have it permanently. You're supposed to share the wealth, but America wanted to hang on to it forever and could not hang on to it forever. So basically, what I'm saying, man, if they've been doing that, I had to rethink everything that ever happened in the hood and really rethink it and say, you know what? Maybe hood people didn't even do this, and
Right.
they turned us against our own hood.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, they have certain agents that go in our communities. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna put one out there. Allegedly, I thought it was the Nation of Islam that was
Oh, no,
contracting to
man,
actually.
you from Chicago. You better than that, man. It made me sick, man. You
I
know
know.
Elijah Muhammad. You know Elijah Muhammad was
Uh,
the real deal, man. Get out of town.
yeah, man. Hey, look, man. Some things that happened in L.A. made me do a lot of research on the Nation of Islam, how they were going in and taking properties and things like that. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people went to jail. You know what I mean? A lot of people did some time. You know what I mean? I put those names out there, and you had Nipsey. When I was in that Nipsey thing, I found out a whole lot of things about the Nation of Islam. That
Minister Farrakhan had to go out there because he had to talk to Tony Muhammad and set some things straight. That's what that was about, bro. It had nothing to do with Nipsey and that stuff like that. Minister Farrakhan probably didn't even know who Nipsey was. Found out when he was out there. But there was
exactly
some calls being called. One of the things that happened is the Nation of Islam joined up with the Church of Scientology. And
okay,
Rizza Islam was supposed to be a Scientologist.
right.
Right? Now they set up some classes where people in the Nation of Islam got to go through classes in the Church of
Mhm.
Scientology
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So,
Mhm.
nevertheless, some things happen out there. You got Tony Muhammad that kind of runs that show out there at that time, and it called for the leader of the Nation of Islam to come down and to, just set some stuff straight.
You're
Make
right. Exactly. I hear
who
you.
the leader of this thing was. Had nothing to do with Nipsey. Nipsey just unfortunate, timely his death. And I think Minister Farrakhan just stayed out there and paid tribute, and because he was out there. But
No, no. The only reason why I said Nip's name is just there was a certain person from the Nation of Islam that was actually on site when he got killed. You know what I'm saying? So that individual that was there, I'm not mentioning his name, come to find out him and his mother was doing a lot of other, you know what I'm saying,
oh yeah,
illegal.
they went to jail. You talking about Rizza Islam and his mother? Everybody know that, man. It was news.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
but what I'm basically saying was the reason for going out there was to do what any good leader's gonna do, and just basically let you know I run this show,
Right.
and you ain't heard nothing else since he went out there and made that trip.
You're right. You're right. That's
He
right.
went out there in 2019, and you ain't heard nothing else. But my whole point in saying that Nation of Islam has done what it's done, and that's that. But I'm talking about like what you just said. The CIA has put us against each other, Christians against Muslims, against Islam, and we all need each other.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't got to worship your God, but we both need some water.
Yeah, we do.
So
Mm-hmm.
we can
And
come together so we can drink some water. You can worship your God, worship my God, but we got
Mm-hmm.
to get the water,
yes,
okay?
sir.
Because we need
Gotta get the
water to
water.
survive. And so to me, I'm about agreeing with people on what we can agree on. I serve the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I don't care what the next man serve. I ain't trying to convert you, but let's do with the basic things so we can just be men and be alive. Have some
Right.
fresh water, some air, some employment, those things we need to survive down here. We can agree on that.
Yes.
And that's
Right.
greater than anything down here.
Right.
Yes. Yes. And
You gotta agree on that before you can agree on a God.
Right.
God, God is in heaven, the last time they told me.
Mm,
He's in heaven. Well, we
okay.
here on earth. And so
Yeah.
the only way we're gonna survive is if we unite. A divided house can't and won't stand.
You never
Mm.
say.
And you will never find a more divided house than you are in right now. And they've been deliberately now, and put
Mm-hmm.
the papers out for us to see.
Go
They've been
ahead.
deliberately dividing us
Yeah.
against each other by religion.
Mm-hmm.
They've been dividing us by women. That's why you see all these crinkly haired ass black women with a white man in the commercials now. Y'all still watch those commercials.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Telling black women, okay, get ready to see your black men off. Ain't gonna be no more. We're gonna put them all in jail and everything.
Lock them up.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. And that's
Yeah.
what that is. Almost every commercial now, be it butter, peanut butter, a black woman with a white man. And that's another
Uh-huh.
signal. There's another signal they sending though, but which has been true. The only two free people in slavery was a white man and a black woman.
Mm.
Mm.
Part of the reason why black men find comfort in white women because that's what you had to do in slavery. That's what they had to do. Master
Preach.
was out screwing the slaves and having hundreds of babies by the slaves. He had no more energy for the white woman, so she had to sleep with some black men.
Preach.
That's
Mm-hmm.
why. That's why when black men and white women get together, it's like magic, man. Stuff is going all the way back to the bloodline, back in the day.
Preach, bro.
1600s.
If we can't do it with each other, what we doing? Believe in
Yeah.
what you want to believe in, but we
It's
gotta
just
breathe the
it's
same air
now
to
that's where
live.
I get scared. You know what you said earlier that if you go all the way back to the 1800s and we still haven't built anything after King. Listen to me. After King George was taken off this land and moved out, we haven't built anything, bro.
Brother, go back and look at some of these towns in Mississippi where the white folks just up and left. Go look at them. The
Mm.
roads is still the same roads from the 1800s.
But oh man, well wait a minute. We didn't maybe not own anything, but everything that has been built by black people. We built the White House.
I,
We
I I
built
know
the
that. I know we don't
Pentagon.
own nothing.
Well, what I'm saying, but we built every damn thing. Even the
Right.
president current said that this nation was built upon the blacks of black people. That's how he got elected. He started to,
Right.
you know what? He started treating you like you treat uh, a woman. You just started telling her everything good. Oh, baby, you look so beautiful. And
Yeah.
after a while, you keep saying the right words, you're gonna get lucky. You kiss that cheek, oh, baby, you smell good. And he started, oh, this nation was built upon black people stroking ego and the black men. And you know what, black men? Now this year you can file taxes and all that. All that. I mean, listen, that ain't gonna change anything in our hood. What
Mm.
he trying to do is divide us against our women,
Mm.
officially put a wedge
They
bigger
ain't
than the
trying.
one that's
It's
already
done.
between. It's
It's
done,
done
yeah, but
already.
we shouldn't sit back and we shouldn't let it.
You right about that.
We need to repair this. What did Tupac say? We need to save our women, man. We need to die for our women.
You right about
But they,
that.
but they sure will kill somebody for whistling at a white woman in the South.
Yeah, man.
Yes, they will.
Not forget Emmett Till, and then realize all these years later, white woman said it didn't happen. But ANC got an interesting point down here. Do we have a strong Democratic leader who could win the next election? No, that's the problem. We don't need to vote Republican or Democrat. We
I'll
need a
be.
whole new party. We need a Labor Party.
Right.
Mm.
We need a Lech Valenza. We need a Labor Party. Somebody who's
Uh-huh.
not with
Mm.
Republicans, who's not with Democrats. But to me, it's too late. The damage has been done in this country.
It's
Oh
locked
yeah.
in. I think he locked. I think corn chip is locked in for another 4 years.
Trump,
Yeah, that's how
no,
bad it looks.
no, it's illegal. He can't run again. No, under no circumstance. He can't even change the law. No, you can only have two terms. Be it two terms back to back, or be it a term and then you get another one later on. Trump is finished. This is it. Whatever damage he's got to do it now. He cannot run again.
So that
But
he's
he,
gonna be.
but he, but he can train
Mm.
JD Vance to finish the damage.
That's what I'm saying.
Ain't nobody,
And
ain't
still, and
nobody in
still,
this
and still be
country,
pulling strings.
ain't nobody in the country has in this time frame has stood up against the government like black people did and still can do now. We gotta stop acting. We gotta start taking again. We can't ask them for nothing because they're not going to give us anything. We
Like
gotta
I
stop
said,
showing up
you
at
got
they
to
at they at they ballots and voting for their president. We gotta stop playing in their sports. We gotta stop participating in these things willingly. We have to start
Yes.
going at it as we're negotiating with
Mm-hmm.
you. We're not asking for nothing. This is a negotiation, and they have to sit. They have to respect us and sit down and negotiate us with like regular mankind, like the food chain spot that we demand. It's like Kanik just said, we built this country. Not only did we build this country, we gave this country ideas, we invented things to get this country the progress. We are the reason for the success of the country as is. Of course, they embellished on it with their deeds and stuff like that, but let them be.
But what I'm saying
We
to you,
built
my
this
brother,
country.
once my brothers and sisters that were involved in building this country got it completed and done, and it was actually either it was in writing on paper. Then you had this European guy. He found a way of stealing a thief to go in and steal these ideas, take them, either put the listen to me. I've seen some black scientists come up with some beautiful things. It gets stolen, and they put him in an asylum and say that
ANC. I
he was
hope
crazy. You know what I'm
ANC.
saying?
I hope Obama never run again. That was the worst mistake we made. If it wasn't for Obama, we wouldn't even have a President Trump.
I tell you
Mm,
what, we have to figure out what our leverage is, my guy. So when you think about what leverage did the people before us have, the leverage was them not showing up to the jobs, getting the jobs done, and things like that. Effectively enough, we still have that same type of power. They talk about black spending and things like that.
mm,
I can tell you when the country was at its worst, at its most vulnerable, is
mm,
when the trucks wouldn't make the deliveries. Now, if all people can get together, which all of us are this minority group that
mm,
run this country, that drive these trucks and
mm,
deliver these goods,
mm.
would get together and stop showing up to these jobs when they tell us to and things like that and show up to the presidency. A whole the whole the whole union of truckers show up to the White House and tell them this has to stop.
Well, they
Along
did.
with the churches, along with the gang members, along with the women
Mm,
on public assistance.
mm-hmm.
Because then they'll start
Shut it
saying,
down.
well, they didn't come to work today. It ain't get
Yeah,
done, sir. What are we
yeah.
gonna do?
Shut it
That's the
down.
leverage. But as long as we keep participating and turning the cheek and acting like none of this stuff is going on, we'll never be on the good end of the negotiation. We'll always get the shit in the stick.
Well, what about those new riot laws? You know what I'm saying? It's really not a riot.
And more activist laws against activism.
There you go. So it'd be,
Those laws have been there from the beginning. You got to be ready to die. That's what's wrong with this people in this day and age. Y'all want to live off Dr. King, want to live off Medgar Evers. What did these people do? They were willing to die. All right.
mm,
So our
mm,
point is, we don't care about the law. They're going to do what they're going to do. That means they're going to kill you. They're going to kill you. You just got
yeah.
to be out there and know that what you're doing is in the will of God and you're doing it for mankind. And forget about that. That's the difference between us and the people in the 60s. Malcolm
Right.
walked around and told you, and he said, I'm a dead man walking. I already know this. He
Right.
made his peace with God and was ready to leave here and was going before the General Assembly. What we really need to do
Mm,
is stop talking
mm,
to politicians, Donald
mm.
Trump, to hell with him. We
Right.
need to go to the UN, where Malcolm left off,
Okay.
and
Oh,
Right.
plead our cause and ask the UN to hold America uh, um,
liable.
liable for what it has done to African American people. Now, I know I've been saying this stuff for years, but I'm gonna tell you why I know I'm right. Because Trevor and Martin's family did. They took their son's death to the UN, and you ain't even seen their ass since the UN passed laws and held America liable for killing their son.
Yeah. And
Mm-hmm.
China,
hey,
Russia,
guess who
France,
got
Italy.
locked up?
All of them stood up for Trayvon Martin. Every single one of them did. And his family ain't been bothered no more. And that's what Malcolm was trying to do from the very beginning. But we can't rely on these sugar-coated black so-called leaders. We need to get together and get some prominent people from the hood to file paperwork and address the UN to force this country completely liable for what it's done to the African-American race and slavery in general. We need to sue America. We need to stop asking for America to give you some motherfucking reparations. Fuck that. We need to sue America in international court for reparation.
And that'll open up that trust. Okay, hey, Trini, listen to me. They locked up the other brother that was ready to do the same thing. What's his name? Grandmaster J. Grandmaster J. Is it Grandmaster J?
Grandmaster J?
Yeah, the brother that had all his brothers dressed all in black. They
Run DMT, Jam Master J.
No, not that guy.
The guy who pointed the gun at the government building and they locked his ass up for it.
Right here in Louisville. Right here in Louisville, Kentucky. This is where I live.
Oh, okay.
Right. So what I'm saying is that gentleman was ready to move forward, and he said that's where we needed to go, exactly where you just said. And they ended up locking him up, bro. I know they said he pointed a weapon, but all he did was listen to me. I was in the war. I was in this stuff down here. I had my pistol too. We had our guns, and we could be walking around by the buildings. It could be a sniper or any of those rednecks up in the garages up on the third level could have shot you. So he saw something that was pointed a pistol at him from up on the building. So he put his pistol, say, hey, and put the flashlight on. And don't you know they locked him up?
That's what I'm saying. Just like the girl, what's her name down there? The cops went in and shot that girl for nothing.
Yeah, that's why we were out there.
What was her name? I forgot. Lord, forgive me. Young lady, forgive me for nothing.
Forgive me. I'm getting old.
Chef, remember that girl?
Huh?
I'm trying to see if Chef remember who she was. Brianna something.
Brianna Taylor.
Yeah, just like they shot Breonna. Yeah, just like they shot Breonna Taylor. Okay, y'all had a couple of people march in there, all right, but the nation as a whole did not go down there and didn't do anything. So I'm trying to figure out why were they surprised when Sonia Macy got shot point blank for nothing in Illinois.
Right.
Yeah, I know.
Sandra Bland get killed by the Texas Police Department. And Negroes in Texas, they ain't doing nothing but going to jail in Harris County. Trumped up charges.
I know what we learned here in Louisville. When we were out there with our guns, and it was over maybe 400 or 500 people.
See, here's Tree McDonald telling you the same thing I did. The Second Amendment gives you a right to carry guns, not to kill each other, but to overthrow your government when it's doing exactly what our government's doing. That's the number one reason why they're trying to take y'all guns. Just in case y'all decide to read a paper one day and realize, hey, I got a gun. So for the government, our founding fathers left me a gun. So, you ain't taking my food stamps and hurting these little babies and stuff like that. That's what it was for.
Trini, check this out. When the white folks found out that we were all downtown and we had downtown shut down with all those individuals with their own guns, AKs, whatever. But those white folks came out like soldiers. They had equipment. They had helmets. They came out there. They were there to protect the state. You understand what I'm saying? They were like, we are not going to let these black people take over. It said if we had 100,000 black people and they were armed and we moved, it'd have been a war right here, bro. It would have been a war, like a war.
Yeah, that's the only thing white people gonna understand. All this talking we're doing, white people don't understand that shit, man. When they realize you can kill their children and kill them, then they gonna understand. As long as we just talking, hands down, in the air, breathe, breathe. Man, they don't want to hear that stuff, man. That ain't changing anything for us.
Yeah,
Yo,
they
the
don't
government for
care.
me, and I learned a lot of things with following the Biggie Smalls and the Tupac case.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
learns to me that they will cover their own.
Mm.
They will go out on the limb to cover their own because we know the reason why both those cases haven't been solved has to do
Speak.
with a cover up.
Mm.
Okay. So now
Yeah.
that
And
you
they
said the
still
government will cover, now that you said the government will cover their own, what do you think about uh Blackhawk helicopter with experienced pilots
You
allegedly
kidding?
flying into a commercial regular jet that makes a
Airline.
regular trip a few times a day, and this one hit by a Blackhawk helicopter. So it had to be political.
oh they definitely
Man.
covering up
I
some
found,
shit
you know
too.
what? I
Oh, they
actually,
gonna protect
I
their
was asking
own.
myself, who, let's see, I was asking myself, who was on that plane that was important?
I
You know what
can
I'm
tell you that
saying?
right now.
Whoever was on that plane, they needed to assassinate. Something important was on that plane that it was in the blacklist. You know what I'm talking about? The type of agent or something on that
Well,
plane. We would never
well,
know.
just to start, she was on that plane.
Mm.
She was on that plane, and her name is Kaya Duggan, and she is a civil rights attorney. And all the programs that are being attacked in the country right now, she represented and stood for.
Mm.
I'm not saying that it was
Yeah.
about her, but they
No, I'm
showed it
saying.
read this off in the news.
I'm just trying to find out who was important, Jack, because that's the only way out the military or something, a missile, or the plane was shot down. You know what I'm talking about? Can happen.
In fact, the only black person they showed you was a stewardess when it first happened,
Mm.
and tried to make it look like it was only one black person working as a stewardess. If it
Mm.
wasn't for her relatives and stuff, we wouldn't even know Kaya was on there.
There's 66 people, right?
67. Well,
Mm.
they factored in the three people that were in allegedly in the Black Hawk too. I still believe I'm going on record that Black Hawk was unmanned and this was a suicide. And they
Yeah,
used the unmanned plane, no different than them unmanned things they use to fly into the World Trade Center. It's my belief
a
allegedly.
drone.
A drone.
Mm-hmm.
They've been practicing with drones for the past 4 months. And I told y'all, watch and see what's gonna happen.
Yeah, man.
Uh-huh.
So she was there. She important as far as I'm concerned. All her programs and everything been slashed by the president, by Elon Musk. He's not even an American himself. I wonder how can he
Uh-huh.
be against immigrants? His ass is an immigrant.
Man, I know. Ain't that a shame? Donald
Bill
Trump,
Gates,
same. Donald Trump too.
this whole
I'm
human
I'm trying to figure this out. How the
depopulation.
hell? I mean, you know what? I can understand some things, but how an immigrant gonna be against the immigrant?
I don't
That's the
know.
way it's how Satan rolls, man. Demonic spirits.
Think about it's got to be the devil. It's like how, how an immigrant.
Mm-hmm.
You came over here on a banana boat too.
Yeah.
How you gonna be against another immigrant trying to get on the same boat you got on and come over here, get a job, make some money, and make him a SpaceX?
Because they feel that, because Donald Trump feels like, he's royalty, for the Russians. You feel me?
Yeah.
It's control and it's capitalism. It's not even about race and all of this anymore. It's control and capitalism.
Mm. Man.
This country is built off the words of being a melting pot. Like
Mm.
we so you can't say we got to stop people from coming in because that's what we built off of. That's what
Okay.
the words of the law, the Constitution, and things like that is built off of. These are the people that the Constitution is protecting. So you can't take the Constitution then and use it against the same people that you was protecting in the first place. How you gonna do that? You have to remove what's already in existence. How do you do that? You remove a whole nationality, a whole history of the people that fought for the rights that everybody are using to have success in this country. off the fight of the good folks who fought the fight before they got here.
Mm.
You got to remove all of that.
Yeah.
Because that's written. That's written in the Constitution. And there are some people who still believe in that.
Come on. That's right. And then,
You see, I can't say clean it up so I can go somewhere else. Clean it up so we all can live in harmony and pray to our God, whoever we believe in, and get back to Him safely.
I recall.
And have peace while we're here.
Mm-hmm. I do recall Farrakhan saying when Obama got in that he would have to go in and tear the floors out of you know what I'm saying? Meaning take everything.
President Obama was handpicked by the damn Kennedys. He wasn't going to do nothing for black people. Only thing black about President Obama was his allegedly black wife who reached back to the black church. President Obama ain't never been called nigger. He's African. He's not a black American. He didn't walk the streets in New York, Chicago. He did not feel what we feel.
Okay, he did not do anything for the community.
He don't feel what you feel. Why should he? He ain't no different than an Italian man or an Irish man.
Mm-hmm. But I hope and pray that we can get rid of what they call it, the overseer. If we can get rid of the overseer, we'll be better off, my brothers and sisters.
You know what? The white man Ben gave that position up. He don't even oversee no more. He's Uncle Tom's now. He don't even got that position no more. Ain't nobody watching a nigga like another nigga is.
Are you right? Because they listen to me. Because are you saying because they came in every city you can imagine with black folks and studied them, they know how black people live, think, criminalism, animalism, churchalism. I mean, they have studied the black man and black woman.
They didn't study us, man. They just turned us against each other.
Right. That's what I was getting at, Shanique. It's like no.
The biggest war in America, and y'all want to pretend y'all don't see it. It is black men against black women against black men. Black women, you go out with a black woman and leave her ass, leave her dry. You ain't did nothing. Leave. That woman would pick up the phone and call the police and say you hit her and get you locked up on domestic charges because you left her ugly ass. Excuse my expression.
That's all good. I'm so glad.
It's because you left, all right? And create something that didn't even exist and already made you 90% the aggressor. And now you didn't call the case and you ain't done anything but left her ugly ass.
Man, Trinique, I got a question.
I'm watching it happen all around the country.
I know.
And ain't nobody saying nothing about this. Well, black women who bad enough they stopping us from seeing our children, talking about David. No, you won't let me see my children because I love my child, but I don't love you.
Right.
So all of a sudden, I let that bitch have you a baby.
Right.
I want to pay child support, but I don't want to pay your support. You was just good for a screw.
Trinique, listen to me. Being a liar, listen to me, being a liar, that is the most demonic tongue on this planet. So what I'm saying is that's almost, you know what I'm saying, curse for a woman to lie.
Man, they do that. They get paid for it as well, too.
Exactly.
When you let these damn states set these payment plans, and especially if you're a first-time black guy who ain't got no record on you, these hoes get paid for that. And this indignation is sitting on the inside of us because don't nobody want to talk about it. And they're lying. All you did was leave.
But every time we talk about it, listen to me, every time a group of individuals get together and move forward on it, they end up getting locked up.
No, we don't have to get locked up to talk amongst ourselves as men and what it is that these negative things that are being perpetrated by low-lifed heathens, by heifers. Shit, let me send one out for the heifers. Yeah, heifer.
See, I loved you like a sister, but you died too quick. And that's why we called you bitch. I bet you.
Yeah.
Get that
Betcha.
out there.
Cause don't nothing make a bunch of bitches shut up like a wad of money do. Yeah.
It's dangerous.
Don't nothing make them shut up. They be talking all that shit
That
to
is so
get some
dangerous.
money.
That man, that
Get
is the
the
most
hate,
demonic. That is the
get the
most
money though.
demonic. You know what? It just makes me look at the average uh, sister that they call queens and look at what's really in what's in their soul, and their spirit and soul is demonic. You know what I'm saying? So for them to take silver and gold for a lie to move forward to get you crucified, that is the most demonic thing on this planet. If we
Yeah,
get
that's
rid
what
of that,
Tupac said. He said something but a sister flipped the truth and told the truth again she lied. Yo. And we used to love her like a queen, but she died too quick. And that's why we call her bitch.
You know, and
That's
ANC, you
why.
wrong. You probably did think you ugly, but sometimes a lot of people who are men have good heart and they look at other things and go past looks and stuff of that nature to try and turn a hoe into a housewife. But
mm,
it's effective. You can't turn a hoe into a housewife.
mm-mm,
Sometimes black men got to look at shit for what it really is. We
nah,
didn't meet nothing. She ain't never gonna be shit.
mm,
And when you leave, she ain't gonna be nothing. Cause nothing from nothing leaves nothing. And when you
Uh,
see nothing, you better recognize it is nothing. Let her keep her pussy, let her keep her titties in her mouth, and you
yeah,
better move on away from nothing.
yeah,
Cause you
man.
ain't God. You can't take nothing and turn nothing into something.
You,
mm.
listen to me.
And
You
some
trying to
of
talk.
these women are nothing.
Yeah, but
Love you like a sister, but you died too quick. That's why
And
they
possessed.
that's why
still
we
be
called
kids.
you bitch. I
They
bet you.
possess. They're
I bet you
possessed.
that's why.
They're possessed for
See, I loved you like a sister, but you died too quick. And that's why we called you bitch. I bet you.
Yeah, boy.
Woo.
Lord have
Woo.
mercy. We talking about
Yeah.
we talking about
Who
getting
would have
us.
thought that Kevin Samuels would have died, and we realized that he was a prophet and was warning.
Ooh, that's deep.
Man was just, and all he
Yeah,
was
you
doing was,
wow.
all he was doing, bro, was kicking out facts that he didn't even write. All right, and people want to hate on this guy, and everything he said was factual based upon what somebody else said. All
Mm-hmm.
right,
Yo.
he's reading a document. Like when he was telling women if they're 30 or whatever, he wasn't talking about all women. He was talking about a Chinese report that the Chinese put out about their women. And he just didn't distinguish whether or not they were Chinese and black. And it drove black women crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But
Uh-huh.
that's an actual report. And I don't see nobody saying nothing about the Chinese who said that about their women.
Mm-hmm.
Yo. Tanique,
What?
before I ask you to elaborate on that again. Yo. Kevin said the prophet is wild work, bro.
Man, his stuff is like, you look, I'm looking back.
Kevin
Oh,
said the prophet is wild work.
it's like God dropped the gem and people that wasn't paying attention to
Yeah.
the facts that he was kicking out. I mean,
Oh
I
man.
mean, controversial or not, the man was reading documentation that was written by scientists and by other people. Now,
Right.
to be a shock jock in this business, you don't come out and go, well, you know what? The Chinese people said if you're 30 years old and you're unmarried and you got a child, you should be in goodwill. Okay, well, that's going to make you laugh. But
Right.
it's a whole nother ball game when you go, well, you know what? If you're 30 and you got a child and you're unmarried, you should take your coochie and give it to Goodwill. If you're 40 and you're unmarried and you know, and that's what happened. That's what he's reading actual facts. What government and people said about their people, he just
Wow.
didn't distinguish to give you that shock factor. And
Right.
yet he saw thousands of women line up every single night to hear him just read something that somebody else said. That's why he didn't care because he wasn't the one who said it.
Right.
And they sent all that negative juju and all that negative voodoo. And that's how that man died because he was telling the truth about some things. I'm going to be honest with you. Since he's died, I've seen more of what he said than I did before he died.
Yeah.
Right.
I didn't see it like that or see it before he died, but I sure as hell see it now.
Right.
I'm going, look at this. Look at this. Look at that. Oh, wow. This is really
Yo,
heavy.
you know, people they judge the man and not the work. You know that. You know that, Denise. You know that. But the work is there. The work
And
is there.
he's in heaven. That's where he at. With
Yeah.
the Lord, the Savior Jesus Christ, who died for his sins. That's where he is in heaven. He told the truth. He finished his job, and he got you bitter on the inside. That's what he's supposed to do. He did it, and he left. He fought a good fight. He finished his course, and henceforth now and forevermore, a crown of righteousness is laid up for him, whether you like it or not. All of us have a purpose, and he did his well.
Yeah. We all have a reason. A reason is reason why the Most High allowed us to come to this planet, to come to this place called Earth.
I know he had him
We
hot.
all got to. It's something you have to do.
And nobody ever challenged the statistics. Bro, what is your statistics? What is your fact? Because had they would have saw that he didn't write that. He was reading something the government said, something a professor said, something a science said, something a geometrist said. He was doing numbers and stuff like that. He just didn't identify. He just threw it out there, and the way he threw it out there, people just couldn't handle it. He talking about me. I'm 30. I'm 30, and I got a child. He talking about throw my coochie cat in the Goodwill.
I'm not worth anything.
He was killing them all.
Like if you 50, you need to get that shit away.
Just give that shit away. What the fuck? It's not doing anything on the stock market. We're not getting any points.
See, I loved you like a sister, but you died too quick. And that's why we called you bitch. I bet you.
My God. Yeah, man. That's why.
Yeah, ANC. Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels been with the Lord now almost 2-3 years, and ANC down here still mad.
Still mad, bro.
Man, my man gone with the Lord. He got angel wings on right now, protecting his family. And ANC down here still mad at what he said. Man, I hope I leave an impact on somebody like that. That 5 years after I'm gone, I still got their mind and brain, and they still mad.
Don't you mention him.
Yo, the face.
Don't you mention him. Don't you mention him.
Say it though.
Don't you mention him. You can't
I'm telling you, man. Man, listen.
Yeah, them girls would be crying.
One of the things I wish he had got around to, he didn't get around to. Man, listen. Now you talking about when you turn 30 and you should get your coochie away. Man, I met somebody who didn't even have a coochie was trying to tell me her worth. I'm like, you worth what? Didn't even have a coochie.
Whoa.
And if you're from Chicago, you know it's hoochie coochie everything.
Oh man, I'm done.
They were trying to tell me her worth. I'm like, you worth what?
Whoa.
For real? To who? Oh, to who?
Show me.
To who? I mean, you know.
Show me.
Oh Lord, let me quit.
And why you ain't sell yourself to him already yet?
Huh?
Show me. He should own you right now.
Bro, you should be lucky somebody even having a conversation with you, somebody that knocked the bottom out of your stuffing, and you ain't even got none, and then you trying to sell somebody on your words. My God.
Man. That is so the truth. All of them feel entitled like that, bro. every last, it's sad, but it's true.
Man, like, trying to sell me on your,
bro.
You ain't got to sell me on your word. Shout out to
It's
my
so
grandmother.
true. A woman, no, automatically she looks at your wallet and know you can't afford her. Like, oh, you can't afford me. How do you think they have that preconceived notion? That's what them treat them, love them like sisters, but they died too quick. That's why we call them bitch. I bet you.
Gotcha.
See, I loved you like a sister, but you died too quick. And that's why we called you bitch. I bet you.
Word. Scheming on my money for the longest. Not as this single black man right here, but I speak for black men as a whole. We've been scheming on the money for the longest. For the longest.
So, now where is he now? How did he die? I think you mean Beverly from Millwood High School in Oklahoma. Wait till Trump takes your. I don't use blue pills. I don't need none. All I need is the wind to blow, and
Word.
Oh my God.
all I
I
need
just
is
see.
all I need is the wind to blow, and somebody who got a coochie. First of all, I mean, we running out of women with coochies. I'm telling you, it's a problem out here, man.
You ain't never lied, man.
You
They
got
all
to
tell you
have a coochie, man. It's hoochie coochie everything. They didn't get the song right. You know,
right,
we're not even addressing that issue. What is the woman with no coochie words, man?
right.
Not
And they
that
turning
much.
all the women into women lovers.
Huh?
Like, stop turning the women into women
Gucci.
lovers, man.
I'm just trying to figure out. I want each other. What is the woman with no coochie words?
Not even the conversation. I'm not even. I don't know. I don't know. That's not my area of expertise. You go
Well,
ahead with that.
she makes this much money a year, and all of that stuff, and maybe she got one kid, and she's moderately educated, but she ain't got no uterus, or it's gone. She had a complete hysterectomy. How much is she worth?
Oh,
Mm.
okay. In that sense. In
Oh
that sense.
wait, no
Well,
bottom.
I ain't got no. I had a hysterectomy. Niggas
yeah,
knocked it all out, but I'm.
yeah.
How much is she worth, bro?
Oh man.
Okay, she may have a kid or whatever. You think she look nice, but she's loaded with herpes. How much is she worth?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, y'all got. You know what I'm saying? Y'all done got quiet.
Yeah, that's a deep one. That's a
It
deep one
ain't deep.
because it's
That's
deep
gonna have to
because
be
when
like.
you just mentioned the last thing, that last the herpes thing, man. Do you know how many people in the
Bro, let's
United
talk
States
about it.
have it?
Okay, according to statistics, you can look it up through Google. More than 55% of African American women are walking around with the herpes simplex 2 virus. 50% of all of our women, according to the CDC, are loaded with the herpes simplex 2. All of 50% of the whole populace of women of every age are loaded with herpes simplex 2. Now, how much is that woman worth?
Depends on how long I knew her for. If I if I laid down with you and got the herpes with you, bitch, you mine for
No, you
life.
just met her. She looking. No, you just met her. She looking for a high value man. You just met her. Hold on, y'all at the dinner table. Y'all eating Olive Garden. You just met her, and you a high value man. Well,
Hmm.
I'm 40. I work a good job. I got a house and a car. Okay, I got one kid, but I got herpes.
Yeah, she could have some value. There's some
Okay,
value
how
to
much
her
value
too.
she got?
Ratio. What's that?
She
Not
could be worth up to about 25 to 35, 40,000 a year at max.
Oh, you being generous. Okay, what you
Yeah,
think,
nah,
Lamar?
I'm saying if
I'm,
she
I'm
willing to join my polygamy situation, because it comes with stipulations, and
Well,
understand
well,
that.
you gonna pass herpes around everybody, huh?
Oh no, she don't get to have sex with
Well, what you want her
nobody.
for then? No, she has herpes. That's a
No,
part of the deal.
she's a part of getting love and companionship. She can be
Oh,
around, but she not fucking nobody.
so you're not gonna let it infect you then, right?
No, absolutely not.
So then why have her at all?
Because she brings in income for the household, for the polygamy circle.
So there's no other women out there who could do the same thing who don't have that and be more valuable,
No,
right?
I'm saying there are, but if I had to give, if I had to take her in and see what my strategy would be, this way I could have more income coming in, and I don't got to worry about another person I got to satisfy sexually, since I'll probably have more than 4 or 5. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. Okay, and
That'd be what I don't have to hit
suppose
sexual or sexual.
suppose she had herpes and made your dinner like this. I think you get the drift. How valuable is she?
Before that, she ain't got no value because I'll be pressing charges for assault and attempted murder. The blood clot.
0.
Assault and attempted murder.
Yes, that's how you caught it.
I'm allergic to bad coochie.
Yeah, that's how it.
I'm allergic to the bad coochie.
You came over for a plate of spaghetti and caught it.
Coochie water.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's coochie water.
That is
Want
terrible.
none of that. I don't want none of your spells. I don't deal with demons in that way.
Yeah, man.
I rebuke these and her dirty panties. I rebuke these dirty panties.
She never looked into the camera.
And coochie water pot. No thank you on the coochie water pasta, ma'am. No coochie water pasta for me.
I crack myself up.
Oh my god.
Got the whole sink smelling like coochie water now.
Did you see how stained them panties was? Or you missed it.
No.
I seen how stained that shit. I seen that. That's a nightmare.
I'm just saying, just check it out. Can you imagine a guy?
Where are the judges and reverends? Where's the outcry?
See, I loved you like a sister, but you died too quick. And that's why we called you bitch. I bet you.
They need to stop doing this to our black men.
Hey, there's
and that woman would swear she's a value and want a high value man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah. Hey,
you sure would. I would want you to shut up too. Want you to be quiet too. Don't you say nothing. Shut up and take it.
But what about the women that once they they get into a relationship with you and they decide that they want to actually take you out and take you totally off this planet, and they begin to put shit in your food.
No, you just you singing to the choir. Go ahead. I'm saying, and these same women will want you to think they have value, great value.
Take that insurance policy. You feel me?
Great value.
Get that insurance policy on you. Hey, babe, I think we need to get some insurance on you.
Or try and get some themselves. That's why you need to check your state's insurance commission to see who got insurance on you.
Yeah, I was asking, could anybody do that?
Man,
yeah, your state should have an insurance commission.
Insurance on you.
Huh?
I said you a dead man walking them over that way. We put some insurance on you, and we love them like they queens, but they died too quick.
And that's why we call them bitch. I bet you.
See, I loved you like a sister, but you died too quick. And that's why we called you bitch. I bet you.
We got women around here that are taking brothers, man, going to hotels and screwing them, and other cats are breaking in the door, shooting these dudes leaving the woman alive, and she knew it was gonna happen. How much is she
Yeah.
worth?
Oh Jesus,
Oh my
zero.
God.
She's
Ooh.
she's
We don't want to talk about this shit, but it's happening every damn day.
yeah, she's a
And
zero,
she still
bro.
be out here. She still be out in the game. That's cold.
She
They'll
done
say,
done
listen, they'll go out and Gucci and guess up a hole and send her down your block because you ain't gonna do nothing because you know it's just not your nature to really go after women. She, you know, she walking down there and you won't try to figure out who she is coming to see her cousin. And you looking at her booty and, then you rap into her, getting her information. The same chick going out with you. And not taking out the hotel, they break in the room, shoot you up, kill you. She right there didn't see nothing. She traumatized. Oh my God! But now she got a bag,
She got a bag. She got 10
big bag.
grand.
Oh no, bro. Yeah, that's too. No, it's way bigger than that, bro. She was wearing 10, 15 grand when you saw her.
Mm.
Bro, your first flag should be a chick in the hood with a Birkin bag. I mean, you should like be running for dear life.
Mm.
She
Oh yeah,
walking down the block with a Birkin bag.
I'm walking down the block. Yeah, you know, there's a day that if you can be at the grocery
You know, them
store.
bags start off at like uh I mean, they can go up to a
Yo,
half a
that's
million dollars,
wild.
or even
That's
$2 million.
wild, Sadiq.
Yeah,
They'll
well,
do that. They'll Chanel up, Birkin bag up. They'll be like, "Hey yo, Tanique, look at that, look at that,"
Yeah.
and you go over yelling. And that's exactly what she wants. She wants the highest dude
I
in that
love you,
set.
OG.
Yeah, she wants
Word
the highest
up.
dude in that set. She got you now. Now she
You
wants you to take
right
her to a
though.
local motel so you can get some tail. And while you getting tail, niggas break in the motel. She right there. They don't even get her, but they gun you down and kill you.
yo,
Right. My
that
man
was a
said, you see
setup.
the
Yeah,
Birkin bag, you better haul ass.
How much is she worth? I'm trying to figure out what is her worth.
She ain't got no
um,
word. You better haul ass.
check it out, check it out.
Better haul ass. You
If she
ain't
was
lying. I'm just
working
saying.
if she was working with
It's
me, if she was
crazy
working
like
for me,
that.
she's worth a lot. But she's just on her own as a single person doing it on her
Y'all can't
own.
even make y'all mind up. That's what I'm talking about. Is she worth nothing or she worth something?
She works the casket that they gonna bury your ass in,
That's what I'm talking
not they
about.
gonna pay for.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Walking down the street, we don't even know who you is. That's the same thing. I believe in equal opportunity. The same thing
Mm.
applies. What men should apply to women. She ain't from the hood. She don't belong down there either. Walking down there trying to set somebody up.
Mm.
Uh-huh.
I know somebody who guilty of all them things. I done seen a lot of people, man. Ain't nobody did nothing yet. They've been getting away with that stuff so long because ain't nobody did nothing.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know them directly, but I know a lot of these men dying is behind some shit like this. A girl dropping their location and all of that. Pop Smoke, I believe that's what happened to him. You know what I
It's
mean?
always a woman.
I believe a woman specifically lined him up.
Yeah, well, who sent the woman? Was it his crew or somebody else's? I ain't seen nobody slide for him.
I don't.
I'm telling you, if I had to be with a set, the only set I'd be with was Young Dolph set. Them boys slid for Young Dolph. I give y'all a hand clap. They slid for Young Dolph, and they still sliding for Young Dolph. People
Yeah,
still dying.
Yes,
yeah,
yeah, I know.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I'm just being real. That's the only set I ever saw slide for one of their own.
Well,
I mean,
Lil
Mm.
really
Durk and
slide.
them did do their thing, though. I ain't gonna take that from them.
Huh?
Lil Durk and them did their thing. I ain't, they just got caught.
You saying he didn't do it? That's why he got defense attorneys to say that's a lie.
Well, I don't know about
Them
what they
boys,
lied about, but
them
they
boys,
lied
them boys,
about Duck.
them boys. That was a Muwap in them allegedly. That's what
Mm.
they got convicted for.
Yeah,
Mm.
and he was down, and they slid.
Yeah, it's just almost like
They slid.
yeah.
Yeah, but I'm talking about sliding for your man.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't talking about
When they did that to FBG Duck, they was sliding for their man.
who FBG Duck.
Moo whopping them.
They ain't got duck with nobody. They only guessed.
No, Moo whopping them did it for their
Yeah,
man.
for what man? What body they got on duck? That's what I'm telling you. Duck got no bodies on him like that.
No, Duck shot that boy, Lil Reese.
Oh man, Duck ain't that
Yeah, he
man. That
did,
no
Tanique. Yeah, he
man,
did.
no man. They
Yeah,
ain't.
he
You
did, bro.
don't even say that, Chef. That's not true, man. Ain't no proof
Bro,
to
he
nothing like
did
that,
it,
man.
bro.
Ain't
Oh, at
nobody
the
in the
bus
street, ain't
stop.
nobody in the streets claiming that, man.
Who
And
killed him at the bus stop?
I think Reese just before he went to jail in Texas. He in jail in Texas now. And just before he went to jail, he talked about that. He knew the dude who did it. He met the dude as he was going to court. He went into a store. He talked about it. And the dude approached him in the store, and it wasn't Duck. They lying on Duck. Duck ain't shot Lil Reese. That's bullshit. Move out with that.
I'm not using
Listen,
what
let me
they
tell you.
said.
You go look,
I'm
type
not
in.
using what they said.
No,
Doug.
I'm
That's
talking
the
about
difference.
type in. You can see Lil Reese talk about it. He tells you,
I'm not using that. I'm using the gun that Duck had and the car that Duck was
bro. Duck
driving.
wasn't the only one had an extendo clip, man. That was just a Chicago thing.
I'm using that
But what
and
I'm
the
saying
car
is,
that Duck was driving, bro.
Lil Reese did an interview about that shooting.
Nah.
Him at the store going
I
to
don't
court.
believe they're the type to tell on each other. I don't believe Reese is that
Oh man,
type.
please, that's all they doing is telling on each other right now.
I don't believe Reese ever told on Duck for that. I believe they slid.
Man, the dude, there's a picture of the guy actually kneeling down with the gun. It don't look like Duck to me, in all black.
Bro. You got your belief on this one, and I got my
I'm just
belief on
saying,
that.
the street ain't gonna hold nothing, man. You know we're gonna know who did it before it's done.
Just say, bro.
Oh no, that's a hard one, especially after hearing him talk about the cat that they met in the
Yeah, I'm
store.
saying they slid for Von on that. Period. That's on Duck for that reason. Whether he did it or not, that's what they slid for. They didn't just kill
Word,
him because they wanted to kill him.
word. Well, they killed him because he was at odds with King Von, allegedly, as they say. The FBI. If Von was alive, he'd be charged with the murder of FPG Duck.
Right.
And the quiet is kept. I still believe that somebody in there is talking, and I believe that the charges against Lil Durk is not been dropped yet. I think the FBI always come up with whatever charges they're gonna charge you with. Then later on, when you think you get your team together, then they bring out their real charges, and I believe the Duck's gonna be in their real charges. I believe one of those cats or two of those cats is gonna testify for the feds and try and link Dirk to it.
I don't know. I don't know who did it. I just know Duck ain't died for no reason, no conspiracy, no nothing like that. That was a hit, and they murdered that man.
Right?
Cold blood.
Cold blood.
You don't do that because you like somebody.
No, bro, but they killed him because of a lie. That's what makes what happened to them so sad.
Right.
The guy Teasy who called them down there lied to those guys and made them think that Duck had a whole gang war on him because he was mad because Duck banged his woman. It's all
Right.
recorded. It's all on recording. The security guard recorded everything he was saying when he was calling Lil Durk's brother, when he was
Right.
calling Muwab and them, telling the Duck down there he's gang with 20 niggas on him, they beating him up bad, he barely got away.
Right.
Them guys in jail for a lie, man. And they went
Exactly.
down there to slide for Teasy. But then they got down and they really court and realized that Teasy lied to them.
Uh huh.
And now they got life in prison for the rest of their life over a lie.
Over a lie. A
Over a
cold
lie.
blooded lie.
So they slid for nothing. They didn't slide for anything. They shot a man 20 something times for nothing at all whatsoever. And a total of 6 people totally, they lost their lives. One guy killed himself. 6 people died or lost their lives for nothing in killing FBG Duck. That was the stupidest thing that would go down as the stupidest murder of all time. It's already the stupidest murder in Chicago, but that's got to be up there in the top 5 stupidest murders of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody able to call you, they mad because they girlfriend got stuck, got a gang of stab 2 years ago, and call you down there telling you something because they spotted Duck, and
Right.
then expose the fact that you got a hit on Duck, and start calling you, they can start collecting the bounty, making you think that they went down there for the bounty, but then you realize they went down there because a cat lied to them.
Mm.
So Bond come in with O block chains and stuff like that. That was the stupidest thing they did. They didn't go down there for no bounty. They went down there because Teasy lied. All those guys, man, 26, 25 years old, 23, 24, going to be in jail for the next 100 years, 23 and a half hours locked down for the rest of their natural life over a lie.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to move him to another cell somewhere, another prison, so he ain't got to be with them. And that's why I believe some of this stuff happened in the dirt like it is, because they did call Dirk's brother, D-Thing.
Mm-hmm. They called him.
They called it. It's on recording.
Before they hit the other little boy.
Yep. They called him. Let him know the job was done. We got to get paid.
Mm. And who was they doing that for?
They got to get paid because allegedly someone in Georgia, those two guys, had a $50,000 hit on Duck, a $100,000 bounty. And, like I said, that little video allegedly the Boss Top did, and with the Chrysler and everybody else, it was really what set it off. Remember, the feds had the car that they were driving the next day. The next day. Even though it took them a year, but they had it the next day.
So they called D-Thing for FBG Duck murder?
Yeah, that's Dirk's brother. They called him, let him know that it was done.
Mm. So he was like the middleman between Dirk and Doo-Wop and them.
That's what those phone calls would insinuate. And then you look at it, Dirk's record label was pumping Moo-Wop's record. Moo-Wop's right there when King Von gets shot. That's Moo-Wop throwing that punch.
So Moo-Wop and them took credit for a body they didn't commit. Well, they did something not with the intentions of the bounty, but because Teasy told a lie to him.
Exactly. That's why they went down there. They were going down there to help this cat. Remember, he's lying. He's on the phone. This is what shocked the living life out of people at the trial, man. Duck didn't die on no gangbanging stuff. He died for giving a chick a gang a stab 2 years before. That was like a couple of years before, I'm told. And that dude was in jail. And so you see Duck got the location and just went berserko, lying, talking about things happened that didn't happen. Those guys believed it, didn't investigate, jumped in cars, went down to handle business for TD. And then, now that we done did this, let's call and get that bounty that's put on him too. All recorded. That's why his mom's suing.
So prior to the incident with Steezy, Moo-Wop and them wasn't looking for Duck.
They opt. So if you're from St. Lawrence and you're in O Block, ops are just gonna be ops, man. But prior to that, other than what even Duck talked about himself in interviews, when they see him that they were gonna kill him, because he even talked about, I forget on which one of those things, that they claimed that they have a bounty on his head. So he knew that. That's why he tried to move differently. But they did not go down there to collect no bounty. They went down there strictly for what Teasy said. And then after they did the hit, they made them. They started calling around trying to find D-Thing and let them know what they did. And all that the FBI got.
So the FBI really don't have a case on King Von. If they knew that.
But they got a case on him because uh, Von cased out himself when he came with the chains and with the money, and cats gave him up wearing those chains, and Boss Top doing the video, and the guy asked him about Duck, don't say that about Troy or else, rest in peace. That was all the FBI needed to know, and the shooter's right there, and the Chrysler you were driving right there is on video. They got the guys, man. They had NASA trace those guys, man. NASA, people couldn't believe it. Gave those guys videos, those guys on the freeway and everything driving downtown from satellites in the sky.
Yeah, but they didn't. What I'm saying is that's cool, but they didn't go there because of the Vaughn. Vaughn and
Not for the,
Dirk.
well, his name was in there too.
It don't matter. That's a weak case at best.
Yeah, it would have probably been weak if Von not brought up the money and made it look like he paid for it.
But they already know that TZ set it up.
Yeah,
They can't already know that TZ set it up and then still charge Vaughn.
I guarantee you they did. They would have, and you can go see 600. What's his name? 600 Breezy. He talking about on
Hmm.
Black. He said that if King Von was here right now, he'd be in prison for the murder of FBG Duck.
That's not a true statement. Or for what you just said, that's not a true statement. The FBI has who set the murder up. Can't then say, "Oh yeah, and we're gonna tie King Vaughn to this," because
But they did.
we
They did.
was it,
He's in their paperwork.
if they had to put all that information out, and they probably would not have, then yeah, they get away with it. But if they have to put out the information that TZ was the reason why they killed FBG Duck, they then can't charge for conspiracy to murder when they know that this man did it for a whole nother reason.
If you brought the money up here to pay these guys, they claim the bounty because you put a bounty out. Even if they wasn't down there for the bounty, they killed him for another reason. But you brought the money up on camera, let people film you, and reward the very guys that killed this guy. They can charge.
No, when Vaughn gave him that money, he gave it to him before any murder took place. Like he didn't give it to him like after the murder took place, and he didn't give it to him as a murder hit. He gave it to him as like showing love back to his hood.
That's what they want you to believe. But it was after the murder, just a couple of months after Duck died. Von's gonna die in November the same year in Georgia.
I don't know nothing about all that.
You
I'm
do
just
know
saying.
about that. You know Quando, Rondo, and Lil Tim. They got into a fight. That was in November the same year. Duck in August, Von in November.
No, I'm saying I don't know about that being in connection with Duck's murder. Yeah, I don't know if that have any play in that. If it was cheesy, it was cheesy. That's it. I'm not trying to let them already get. They already
Why
got
do
one
you why
murder,
do
and
you
they gonna
think
drag.
why do you think Duck's mom? If you look at the arrest of Lil Durk, you don't find it strange that it came on the heels of Duck's mom suing Durk record company Von estate. They're the main targets of a massive lawsuit uh, by FBG Duck's mom. All signs
Well,
point that she's gonna win.
yeah, I see them. I see them use that a lot. I see them use that the mom in that way a lot. They even use the mom, Biggie moms and Tupac mom in that way with these murders. And whether they right or wrong on that
Well, they
is
moms, they in
really
the right. You can't. We can't tell moms what to do, and that's that they acting like moms. She should have sued whoever she could regarding her son's murder. That's a
right.
whole nother ball game. She ain't in the
Right.
streets.
That's
They
what
are
I'm
in the
saying.
streets. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I can't
But
fault
so the
her
FBI told her who murdered her son, and she's suing everybody involved.
if they told her skeezy and she still sued King Von. She got the wrong people.
Don't worry, I'm gonna send you all the information. Let you read it for yourself.
I'm just saying, bro. I
A
don't want to see
liar.
the wrong
I mean,
man.
can you imagine
I,
being in
I don't want to see
jail,
the wrong
but
people
you,
get convicted.
can you imagine being in jail, but being in jail on a lie?
Right. That's what I'm saying.
I
I don't want to see the
mean,
wrong people convicted for something they ain't do.
well,
Now
they
they can
did
go
it,
to
but they
they
did
can
it for
go
the wrong reason.
right. They can go to jail because they did it, but they did it for the wrong reason.
Yep. And that dude told him that stuff and lied to them like that, all
Right.
because his woman got a gang of stabbed a few years before when he was in lockup somewhere.
And that's fucked up.
Yeah,
That's fucked up.
I think
And with
that was the turning point in the trial when you come to realize, man, this ain't even about no gangster stuff.
right.
This so you mean you boned this woman 2 years ago, and this nigga still upset about that 2 years ago,
Exactly.
and you lied to these cats and drugged them down here to do this, and they're gonna be in jail for the rest of their life because they murdered somebody on a lie.
Yeah.
Man,
Is
I don't know.
Jeezy in jail?
Yeah, he in jail. They charge him as well too. But I'm sure he ain't gonna be put in the same federal penitentiary they is. That's why I'm looking at the charges at Lil Durk, and I'm saying that somebody there is probably doing what probably the feds want them to do. And I believe they're gonna charge Lil Durk with the murder of FBG Duck. Just don't act like I didn't tell you when it happened.
Oh, I believe it. I'm the one who says they slid for their homie. You say they did.
I'm saying that I'm saying that they went when they went to do the job. They didn't go down there for nobody slapping a homie. They went down there
Right.
to help
That's what
one
I
of the
know. That's
cats.
what you said.
Yeah, that's what they
No.
went down there for. Then after they did the job, they're like, wait a minute, let's call these niggas and let them know we did it and get paid for it too.
Right.
No, that ain't right, bro.
I know it's not. That's what I'm saying too.
So when
I'm
Vaughn got
saying
up,
they
and
shouldn't
when
be able to
Vaughn got
charge.
up though
They
to
shouldn't
bring
be able
him
to
to,
charge King Von and Dirk with that. They shouldn't.
well, Vaughn is dead, so they can't charge him. But Dirk
Right.
is still here, and they haven't said they're not gonna charge him,
Right.
and he already messing up, trying to backdoor people in jail by telephone.
Uh huh. And if that's not why Duck got slid on or whatever, but I know they were scared of Duck. I'm not. I'm convinced that Duck slid on Reese. Where you differ from that, that's cool. Everything we good on that, but I know Duck was a problem to them boys, and it wasn't
He
because he was a
was,
good guy.
but he
That's
said
all I'm gonna say.
he said when he was a problem to him, they were a little bit younger than what they was, you know. I
Yeah,
mean, what but the truth of the matter is, when you saw Duck, man, Duck was so cool that people started to look at that Duck like they did Larry Hoover,
yeah,
and
nah.
that really,
Duck is the one, man. He the truth.
I know, but that's what set people on, really made people jealous of him because the way he carried himself, the way he moved, man, people started looking at him as something like I don't think he really wanted to be. I
Right.
think the guy was really serious with his music. If you listen to his music, it's like his music went to another place. And I think he probably would still be here had he not dropped Dead Bitches.
Uh
He woke them cats up and killed them all over again.
huh.
And then took a piss on that shit.
Oh man, and you tell me them niggas ain't want to slide.
Them
Oh
niggas was
man,
jealous as hell, man. That was it.
yeah,
That's
they
still
wanted
the
to
greatest.
slide for
That is
real,
the
bro.
greatest Chicago disc record of all time. Nothing will ever top that. Well, wait a minute. I got no computers. Wooski just I don't know. Computers, I'm sorry. Dead Bees is second. I'm gonna give it to computers, man, with Wooski.
Man, I wish you could play some of that stuff, man. Right now, I feel like hearing it. Well, fuck it, yeah, that slide joint too. Slide, oh man, he killed it with that. Just slide. Why you ain't slide? Yo, why you ain't sliding it? Yo, that boy, he was Chicago for real. From a New Yorker to a Chicago nigga, he was Chicago for real. Like one of my cousins now. Like you just know when you can say, yo, that boy Brooklyn for real. And the difference is he represented a whole state. He was Chicago for real, man. There's so many cats that come in the form of Duck than the form of Lil Durk and King Von because those are rare individuals. You know what I mean? But there's good in a lot of people. You see it in different ways. I see a lot of good in Duck, and I see where he got it from. I don't see the same good in Dirk and King Von, even though because they tried so hard, giving out turkeys and all of this shit. You a killer going about your business. You know, you wouldn't have to try so hard. I don't think like what you said. He didn't want people to see him like that. I don't think he could run from it because
You there? You there?
yeah, I'm there. My bad. My bad.
Yeah. So basically, I agree with you, man. I just think that my personal feeling from what little I know from watching the news and following these guys, I pretty much gave up on hip hop. But when I started to watching Duck and them do little interviews online and stuff like that, I got to watch them grow up. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I watch these little interviews and stuff, and I'm watching these cats, and then you start to hear the music, and I'm watching them kind of grow up. But I just feel like, personally speaking, his brother and cousin's death, Brick and Kobe, that stuff really hit different. I mean, hit like nothing
Yeah.
hit before. And I think like when he did computers, not computers, but um, what's the name of that
Dead
tune,
bitches.
man? Uh,
Dead bitches or slide.
no, the one before Dead Bitches, where he wanted to bring everybody together and gave credit out
Oh,
to the other rappers.
Chicago Legends. Chirac Legends.
Chicago Legends. I think when he did Chicago Legends, that was the real FBG Duck. But I think because they didn't bite back, he felt some type of way. He thought like, okay, this would like maybe break the ice and get some conversation going. But them niggas were serious. And Chicago Legends didn't do what he thought it was gonna do. And this is what I've been talking about in my Bible class series. Your
Right.
enemies want to kill you. You understand what I'm saying? Your enemies are your enemies. And the worst thing you can do is go soft on your enemies, thinking it's gonna be all love and stuff like that. Man, please, bro. They want to get you. And when they see you at a funeral or at a bar mitzvah or at the clinic or wherever you may be, it's on, bro. It's
Right.
on.
Now I
And
agree
so
with you. I agree with you on that because when I look at Duck and the King Von thing and all of that, I already believe that it's a good fight. I don't judge the people because we all are gonna be judged. So those are two people coming from the same element fighting each other. So you're gonna have the good versus the bad. When I look at the situation as a whole, I see the good in Duck and I see the bad in Dirk in them. Not like as what I see, but as what's being presented, how things are happening, and what they say out of their own mouth. A lot of the times when I listen to the interviews done by Duck, I can hear I can hear repentance in his voice.
yeah,
I hear
I
repentance.
agree. I agree. I don't think I just think that that situation, man, with his brother and his cousin changed him completely.
Yeah.
And I think that he really wanted to get down with music because his music changed too. If you look at that incident and watch how high his music changed, man. It went on to another level.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't care what anybody say. In my opinion, he's the greatest drill rapper to ever do it in Chicago,
Right.
and he paid the hell of a price for it.
So that's why when you said that about Kevin Samuels, in a funny kind of way, like in a gangster kind of way, Duck did his job too.
He did.
Because you
I mean,
can't judge him because of what he that rose that grew from the concrete. Even though he still grew up with fucked up rose petals and shit like that, he's still a rose.
Exactly. I agree. I agree, bro.
So that's why I say that it was the good fight, and they did what they was gonna do because they picked a side. They picked this side. They evil, bro. Blonde hair, all influence. They influence evil ways around them. They wake up in the morning and they choose violence. The one day that Duck chose to wake up and not choose violence, it cost him his life. He went back to God, and that was his freedom from that bullshit that you once it gets started, it don't end because you got to kill for this man, killed your man killed his man, and it's a cycle that'll never stop as long as they keep believing, as long as the hurt is there. Because it hurt when you kill somebody. It hurt when you lose one of your own. So now you're gonna want to revenge them. The cycle never gonna stop. So he chose not violence when he did that song. When he got on them interviews and act like he can walk around his neighborhood and don't gotta be scared. He gonna live his life regular. He gonna take care of his kids. He gonna do what regular kids his age should be doing. And the killers didn't want to see that. They didn't care that he would be out there bothering them. They gonna get their money. They didn't want to see that. They want to see destruction. Because that's how they came up. That's how they continuing to eat off of murder. We bled enough. That's the fight that Duck was fighting. And let's give him his flowers too. And he did exactly what he was supposed to do and went to God. Went to heaven. And resting in peace until he got to be woken up and judged. Let's stop depriving our people of legacy and greatness. And it's our own doing against each other. Worrying about what's in that man's pocket. Judging that man on how much money he make, brothers against sisters. Turning the kids, using the kids, and weaponizing the kids against one another. Make it easy to get away with the things they about to get rid of when you fighting each other. All we know right now, while this plane and took the life of that civil rights worker, is it's an attack.
Right.
And that's how we should take it. From the activities that they've shown. If they keep showing us, we're gonna have to start believing them. So they showed you they ain't giving you nothing, letting you own nothing. You can have the illusion of owning something, but you will never own nothing.
Word, man. Word, man. That's real. And on that note, man, let me give you a little bit of Chicago. I ain't got FBG Duck, but I still think this is a great tribute that the little dude did to him.
We ever say it's up, that's what to God we won't miss. I'm up in traffic with my blick and it's a hit.
Hey, but Cindy Boy came out so hard, man. That was hard, man. Did a little tribute to Duck. That was hard, man. That was hard, man. I mean, I thought that he was gonna really take off, man, but they tried to hem him up.
Hemmed him up, huh?
Yeah, they hemmed him up, because he came out real hard and wasn't a part of nothing. So when you ain't a part of nothing like that, can't fake it.
Right.
At least they wouldn't let him fake it because the record was hitting so hard.
Too bad for that brother, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you got signed by Stevie J.
Word, the dude that was messing with P. Diddy?
Yeah, but he got signed and came out with a record, but his record didn't hit like that. You know, that one hit wonder that just took over the internet. It hit just like Duck's record hit.
Yeah.
And it just hit. You know, he's like, man, if I can get this guy to do that on another track. But no, he just happened to step in the shadow of Duck, and Duck carried him. And so when
Right.
they tried to put him out on his own, then he got caught up with some other stuff. I ain't gonna go into all that stuff. But I still like listening to the record though.
All
Listen to
right.
it.
We ever say it's up, that's what to God we won't miss. I'm up in traffic with my blick and it's a hit.
I fuck with you, OG.
Uh,
I said, you know, I ride with you, man.
yeah, man. So yeah, I wish like all these guys, like they really do need to go ahead and push peace because man, from 20 I'm gonna go back as far as say 2010 to maybe 2009. From 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012, up to 2020, man, a lot of young men were killed in Chicago.
Yo, Tanique, man. What do you say me and you, a couple of other brothers that we know and all that, those that we can get to come through. We do a rally, man. Do a little rally, get some food, but we get some serious conversations, some speech going. We get a couple of speakers. I want to be one as well. And
Definitely, you want to do it up there where you at, or take it to Washington D.C. I like to take it to the nations, right to Washington.
that's what I'm talking about. I know you can lay the floor plan for that, and you more traveled than I am, so
Yeah, let's take it to
I'll do it
Washington.
wherever, bro. But a
Yeah,
spot like
let's take it to
Washington
work.
is definitely nice. But
Let's
we
take it
probably
to
need
work.
like
Yeah.
paperwork and passes and all that, right?
Oh yeah, it ain't that much to get that taken care of, and get your little area where you're gonna be, or probably get one of those rooms that they have, and get it. Maybe even talk about CNBC at the same time. Let's look into. Now, this is why I brought the young lady up, because if I'd have knew her, this would have been somebody we could have approached to bring our cause, which would be to actually file charges at the UN. That's what she was capable of doing.
Right.
And so, what I would like to do is get a lawyer to actually, we can make that announcement that these cats, we form an organization, and these cats are going to file charges to it. They're going to address the UN first and file charges against the United States of America for terrorist acts against African American black people. We're going to charge them with rape of our women. We're going to charge them with uh, holding men as political prisoners, past, present, etc., etc., etc. For
Yeah.
selling
Just get
drugs. We got Freeway Ricky Ross. We can subpoena him to court that he sold drugs for the CIA, invented crack, and bought crack in Los Angeles. We're gonna put that in the lawsuit too.
we can do whatever you want to talk about, good brother. Let's just get it done.
That's what I'm saying,
Let's
bro. I'm
just
all for
I'm
it, man.
serious. Let's just get it
I'm
done
I'm,
though.
I'm gonna hit Crown Reef up tomorrow, and we lay something out. And I'm actually start tomorrow on finding out where we can do this venue at, and how to do this venue, and we'll put our own dollars together and make something happen. And stop talking about it and be about it. I can get down with that.
Right. And whatever it turned out to be, that's just what it be, good brother. Like it got to start somewhere.
You're right. We might as well make that move. I got some friends in New York, some churches in New York that I associate with. They'll be down with us for the cause. And let's just take it straight to the UN. March it down there.
You know, I'm with it, man. I got a few folks. I got different kind of resources, man.
Word, man.
And
Nevertheless, but
I'm just saying, like, it feels good to be a part of something, man. Just thinking about it tonight, just breathing breath into it, good brother. And I hope that the good Lord continues to give us cover and leave us covered in the blood of Jesus on our
amen.
journey for our purpose.
Amen. That's right.
Amen.
What I'm talking about. All right, for all my substance and all my followers, one nation.
One nation.
That's what we see Jay-Z has done. That's what we see Puff has done. The music don't become how you pay the bills. It's a lot of pressure off of it. You got other things bringing in income, you can make music.
This new song with Nip and Jay, what the fuck, I got something to say. What a slap in the fucking face. Like what the fuck is going on? Who told you that song and did you know all along? And why did your bitch sell that painting 2 weeks after he was gone? I'ma tell you what it feels like. It feels a little fishy. Feels like something's going on ever since that John Legend song and college prediction of a Grammy. If you ask me, I can't stand him. Seems a little weird. Question number 1, why is there no blood? Question number 2, Sam left in the AM is true, but you're talking about the shits all up in the afternoon. Don't trip, we're gonna find out the truth soon. Who did what to who? Did they plan to eat the chili fries or was it just a surprise? Can you see the lies of witness in a cowboy's eyes? Are we gonna just sit here and forget? Are we gonna ride like Nip said? It's a little weird that the judge quit. Handing out immunities like candy makes me sick. I got a lot of unanswered questions like, why's the footage all grit and I can't see shit? Who the fuck is that white man in that white BMW? Probably was the FBI. Yeah, I noticed that white guy, and I noticed the car wasn't in the pictures when they showed them afterwards. They thought we would forget. They got that shit backwards. They weren't expecting me to drop this track and raise all these questions with my Mac words. I'm really mobbing through LA smoking backwoods. I've been doing this shit all my life. TMC, AMI. You might just see an empty parking lot when you ride by. Well, me, I see way more. I see an independently owned store. I see the community taking power back, whether you're white, Mexican, Asian, or black. As long as you're not blue. Good ones, there might be a few, but from my life experience, I'm like, fuck that. I'm not defending Eric, but what's the fucking delay? They requested a quick trial, it's been over 800 days. They try to distract us in so many clever, creative ways. Yeah, you got your Grammy, and now you're a billionaire. But what about the families that are still living there? Seems a little unfair, just a little something to compare. I never seen a fireman wearing a bulletproof vest. Yes, the shit to me seems a little suspect. The shit's a little weird. Crisis actors taking away our fathers, making our child some bastards, killing creative men and women for their masters. The waves that Nip wrote in, you didn't know when it began. A bunch of new chapters. You didn't think about what would happen after. We would put the pieces together on your transparent bullshit. I can see right through it, like the clear blue sky in the LA sunny weather, where the palm trees swing side to side and we ride together on a white horse or a double R hearse in a foreign car. Either way, you gotta be on guard because they're on tap for anyone who's brown or black with tats. Everybody sees it, but nobody wants to attack. It's sad if you ask. We all gotta blast back. We're in the game, but we can't touch the ball. Seems a little unfair if you ask me, that's all. So take your ignorant ass to YouTube and type in Tanika Views to get the real news. We're doing the shit for justice, not views. Sharing knowledge and coming together, that's the real tool. He tried to lead us to the lake, so don't sleep on the knowledge that he gave to me and you. He wanted us to learn from his mistakes, so with our new knowledge, good decisions we could make. And also one thing I wanted to say myself, they killed Dr. Sebi because he was teaching health. Assassins, they come in all shapes and sizes, big booties, hips and thighs. Oh, you're Diddy's girl, right? Oh yeah, John Legend, some things happen at your video shoot. I got a couple questions for you. All those strings you pulled, you still can't make a rap hit. You punk ass little bitch, you probably got a little dick. All the shit that you have to did. This new song with Nip and Jay, what the fuck, I got something to say. What a slap in the fucking face. This new song with Nip and Jay, what the fuck, I got something to say. What a slap in the fucking face.